So let me just say this, right, to you guys. What I really admired about, I don't like discord anymore, right? And what bothered me, I really liked the kid Esso. I liked him.
Right.
Right? I liked the union. I saw where it could have been imbalanced. I seen it.
Right.
Early, because I have you know about the power of discernment?
Okay.
You don't?
Yes.
Okay. Power of discernment, very important. It's like he has it, you have it too. But it's when you can see someone and you know certain things about them they haven't shown you. It's like they say the sixth sense.
Right.
But spiritually it's called the power of discernment, right? And I have that. I felt the imbalance. When I started noticing him, what I noticed about him, he was whatever he had to be, whatever he's what you call a helpmeet. Whatever he has to be, that's what he's going to be. He's for you. It's not the great I am. He's just a helpmeet.
Right.
Whatever you need, he's there, right? Wisdom, calculated in thought, never speaking out of turn. What he says is meaningful. He means what he says, and he thought about it. You get what I'm saying? And I peeped that because I really watched the show.
Unless you're talking about Trump. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I really watched the show. And when the things went sour, it made me feel bad, but I saw it. I felt it coming. The episode with Tech, I made Ed watch it today because he hadn't seen it. And because we know him. Two different ways. But I was telling him about it. And he was like, what? I said, yo, he got him out of character. He said, no way. And he watched it today and he called me. He said, wow. I said, now, I saw that brewing in other episodes leading up to that with him because he was trying to stake his claim on who he was and what he was and where he's from. And he was he was separating himself, right, with energy.
Right.
Like, all right, they're that, but I'm this.
Right.
Right? And a friend of Jimmy's. You understand? I know, because I do homework. But certain things come out of your mouth, I go, let me do some digging. And then elders. I'm an elder, but I'm never going to speak down to you.
Right.
Right? Why? Because when I was young, there's some things that I knew that the elders didn't. But I'm always listening to learn what you know. And then I might add on. He was an elder.
That closed the door.
Right. And he was, he wasn't comfortable in his position because he wasn't. And it troubled him. And he wrestled with it. Right. It's principalities.
Yeah. And
it was just in the air. So when a guest come on, he has to say something outlandish
to assert himself.
Right. So when you issued the apology, that's when I knew what type of person you was because it was big. It was really big. And I remember you was like, yo, you cut the cameras. I watched it like 4 times and you cut the cameras. That's when I knew your heart. Like I knew who you were as a person because that was big. And that wasn't what you were selling. And you wanted people to know that. And you cleared it. That was so big. I didn't like when these guys left. And it's like, you've been around me so long and now, wow, that's what you always thought about me? You see, I grew up with niggas that's going to kill you and come to your funeral. I mean, bro, you would never know.
These shits rolling?
You would never know.
They rolling?
Right? So when it comes to that, it's certain things that I couldn't do or say, right? Even down to the jewelry I wore, the cars like my man brought me out the house. My pops was in the street. You get what I'm saying? So the code, it's not a code, right? It's just a way to conduct yourself. And it's respect, right? You see, him and him, bro, listen to me, bro. You'll never see it. Because that's not what we lead with. Because we're not trying to impress anybody. And it's nobody's business but your own. So when you see people that weren't in the street, like I was tutoring guys that I hung out with in the feds to get their GEDs because I don't hang out with dummies. I mean, you didn't finish school. Man, I talk bad about you niggas behind your back. I can't be a hypocrite. Go enroll in the class and bring me the book.
Right.
I'm on a visit with their mothers. And their mothers are like, oh my God, thank you. They came home, they ain't shit. But certain niggas can only operate correctly with an itinerary. And you set them free. They have too much freedom, their own free will to do whatever they want.
Right.
Don't work.
Right.
But in jail, oh, the greatest guys you've ever seen in your life. Out here, horrible. Too much free will.
Oh.
Cannot figure it out. I went and watched your battles because I only know you from here first, and then I backtracked. And
That's
I looked
crazy.
and watched, right? Because I want to know what you know. I want to know, even with the music now, it's different. See, with me, I'd have had 2 gold singles already if Andre was alive and we was at Uptown because I know what sold. 8 weeks to build a record. I know it's a formula. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you guys, man, let me tell you something. If you can make it today financially, you're like doing the impossible. Because past a certain age, certain people can't figure it out. Right? So the only thing you guys know, bro, we didn't have social media. I came home in 2003 and saw Twitter and MySpace. I was like, wow, this is free walking in. And I told Dane, I told Premier, and I told one other person, and they told me, oh, that's for kids. I said, nigga, you're bugging. I was trying to build my own platform back then. I still got the stuff on my phone from 2003. I would have had Instagram. But if you're not around anyone that is ready, they have the vision, you're finished. So everybody in this room, because this thing is working, you have the vision. And everybody has a journey. So it wasn't God's plan for him to still be here or them to still be here. The plan was for them to be where they're at and do what they're doing. It's just bad that, it's just bad that it goes bad. Mm-hmm. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's bad. I hate that.
It's bad that you feel like you got to tear down something to get up. That's how I feel.
But you're right. But see, no one can combat the way you feel. The way anyone feels. How you feel is how you feel. Your feeling isn't wrong. It's the way you felt, right? Like I could punch him and be like, it didn't hurt. I hit you and you like, ow, right? It's the way you feel and the way you felt about it. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, and I'm gonna tell you, both of y'all, right? You wish him well. You wish him well. You know why? Because it's like rubber. What you say and what you want for someone else bounces off of them and hits you. And as long as your heart is pure and clear and there's no rocks or thorns, you're gonna be blessed. I mean, you're blessed. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't be making it, right? Something would have left and the house would have fell. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they're successful, if they're happy where they're at, that was where they're supposed to be. If they left and then it doesn't work, wasn't where they're supposed to be. And you gotta find, everybody has a journey and you gotta figure it out. And it's for you to, life is navigation. You don't, bro, how do you know what you're supposed to be doing? You got a plan and God laughed at that. And he's like, oh, he'll figure it out later. And you plan and you plan and you plan and God laughs and laughs and laughs. And some people never figure it out. You figured it out. You started out as a battle rapper. Mm-hmm. Bro, that was your passion. You wanted to do that.
No.
You did it.
He started off as a rapper. This guy.
But no, whoa. Yeah, but see,
when
battle
I met
rap.
him, he just was.
Yeah, but see, whoa.
Rap.
Battle rap and rap. It's still hip hop.
Yeah.
Right. So you have graffiti, breakdancing.
You still
right?
make good
battle
records.
rap.
Mm-hmm.
You had a bunch of guys. Hip hop was started on competition, battles. you know, the Cold Crush tapes, the Harlem World tapes. It was a competition thing, right? And then certain dudes knew how to make records. A lot of people didn't know how to make songs. Like I wrote for Fall MC, right? When Puffy first got hired. That's how we met. And I didn't know that rappers didn't write their rhymes. So I thought I was getting the deal. He's like, yo, we just signed an artist. Oh, what the fuck that got to do with me? And they was like, well, we want you to write for him. We heard your demos. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. But I say that to say, you started there and you're here. This is feeding you, not financially. It's feeding your soul. You love this. You enjoy it. I'll be on your lives. Bro, you was in Miami the other day in a drop top. Like, what is he doing? He's driving around, looking around. So you're having fun. You look happy. Right. And as long as you're happy, man, you know, you look around and you hear one of these dudes died tragically. You're like, because you don't hate him. Because if you hate him, they would have never been in the room with you. They would have never been in the room with you.
It's never hate towards the person. It's hate towards the behavior.
Yeah, but we are only responsible for our actions. That's not who we are. What we do is not who we are. We just did that. That's not who we are. Right. We did it. All right, cool. So it's like, I don't hate you. I hate what you did. Right? Yeah.
I'm kind of pretty much a pimp.
Homeless. See? Now see? I'm not even going to...
I kind of live pimp.
I'm not even going to do it to him on camera. Are we rolling?
Yes, we rolling.
I hope we rolling because I live pimp.
Let me tell you about him. You can't do that while I'm here.
All right, you right.
You can't.
You my big bro.
You know why?
I believe that alone.
So when Dom Perignon came out in 95, right? So
now let's talk some shit.
Now the story is going.
When Dom Perignon came out in 95, Jay was just getting his feet wet. He's getting on the ground. Boom, he's doing the music he's supposed to be doing.
Jay-Z.
Yup. Yeah. And it's my guy. I got a show. Bet, let's go. I got my West Indian crew from East Flatbush coming, right? Yeah. And they coming with machines. We was deep. Yeah. But those weren't my guys. My elders didn't run around like that, right? So I got my young West Indian crew. The Guyanese, the Trini, you know what I'm saying, the yard niggas. And then Jay and Beehive and the Rangers. Bro, if you with me,
shout out to Half.
You're with me. Whatever I got, you got. They can't treat you I'm like that. Right. Right? So, so I said, all right, well, get on stage and just freestyle before I do the record that they got me to do. So Angie hosted the event.
I remember.
Groove Theory performed too. Bryce is my guy, right? So these niggas got on stage and he ain't want to stop rapping. And I'm like, I'm looking at this guy and Jay looks at me. He's looking at him like,
I'm just getting like, ball crazy.
It's going.
So now we finished the show and we went backstage and remember, we're bringing them. They're the youngins. And Jay let him have it. Like, bro, you can't do that. First of all, we're guests. That's number one. Shawn is family, but we're still guests. Right. So when you're learning, it's like showmanship and just knowing your place. Like, all right, we're here. And for Jay to tell you that, it wasn't foreign to him. Why? Because he was a guest of Keyz.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He came up. So he's been where you were that night. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about, it was in 5 towns, a place called 169. I don't remember. But it was, I'm talking about packed.
It was packed.
Packed. But again, it wasn't, like I wasn't present. I wasn't happy. I had one foot in, one foot out. Mm-hmm. I've always been in the streets. Everything I'm around, you know what I'm saying, was on the run. You know what I'm saying? Like, the day you get caught, it's over because of why you on the run. Right. I wasn't an artist. I was bitter. I was turned off to the game. I love the studio, and that's a creative.
I don't know why the bitches loved you.
Yeah, but that wasn't for me. Right? even before the music, that's my life, right? So, but creatively, you think it's one thing until you actually peek behind the curtain. You're like,
All right, before we get there, let's set this off right, man. All right, we back. My expert opinion, realest show in the world. Yeah, we gonna come up, yo. If you leave it in the comments, if you got like a new slogan or something, we can sing at the beginning of this motherfucker to get it jumping on. I'm interested, so leave it in the comments. Hit that like, hit that share, let everybody know you in here. It don't cost you no paper, especially if you's a hater. So just click the subscribe button. We in the final lap.
That's right.
Final lap.
We're almost there.
Final lap.
oh,
Almost a million subs.
Running
999,
999.3 right now.
Okay, all right.
In
See,
the
I'm in
final lap.
tune.
Yeah.
See, I'm in tune.
Almost
A
there.
couple more weeks.
Almost there. Mac, how you doing, sir?
Salute, King.
What's the word?
Shout out to Pretty Bully. Gave me an album in SOBs at
Shout out to Pretty Bully.
at Big Sean,
Yeah.
Sean Price's joint.
Hey.
Then and now. Shout out to the ladies in general. They've been catching bodies left, right, and center. This chick Dolce out of I think she's in, I can't remember whose camp she's in, and I don't want to disrespect her, but she is murdering everything moving. This chick is like chemo, just killing everything.
Really?
Shout out to her. Shout out to Saba. Shout out to Pretty Bully with the brand new album. I told you when you handed it to me, I was gonna have it on me. Shout out to the ladies doing their things. But if you got it,
Pretty Bully got a record. Salute.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Look at
dope.
that.
Pretty
Dope,
Bully
dope.
YSP. We got a record. Salute.
Is it on this?
No, I don't think it's on this, but we got
What
something in
borough?
the chambers.
What borough?
She from a little bit up the way, but she with us.
From the
Detroit?
town?
She with us.
She's from Detroit?
No, she's from here.
She from up the way.
Oh, all right.
She's from here. She
Pretty
was,
north.
she
Can I
was
see
in,
that?
She was in
Yeah,
SOBs
Yeah, no, she from up
Pretty.
north.
and past mid album. She was in SOBs.
All right.
And this chick Dolce. Sis, I don't mean to call you a chick. Dolce. She's ridiculous.
All
Ridiculous.
copies still count.
You see, I got mine.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
those
saying?
still count.
Gap murder.
What's up, bro?
What's
yeah,
the word?
Happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? Regular shit. You know.
Freshest
Okay.
dress Brooklyn nigga.
Come on, Wise. You know what I mean? Big Brooklyn
Disgusting.
Shout out to the gang gang.
shit. Salute.
Salute, 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 salute. Yo,
What's my man's name again?
my man Mando.
Bando
Commando.
out the bando.
Commando. Yo. This guy, I think I said this last episode.
Say it again. Say it again, motherfucker.
So this guy used to come pick me up, call me the little monster.
Yeah.
Take me to the studio and make me feel important. So I would see celebrities, people who I was hearing on the radio, people who just got signed, people who had the power to sign.
Yes.
And that was my first time being in that environment.
So you had the braids?
Facts. 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 Long time from that. Long time from that.
Hilarious. That is actually funny.
My man Wise P's in the building.
Watch P.
One half of the Rangers, you already know.
One half of the Rangers.
And this guy, I'm not sure which stories we gonna get tonight.
My big broski. I got some stories.
We got witnesses in the building. We got witnesses.
Don't say witnesses. Whatever you say, don't say witnesses.
Anything but that?
Terrible word.
Listen, if you listen to his music, we definitely get the image of the player, you know, the ladies' man.
Mm-hmm.
But being from Brooklyn, you always know it's more than that. And hopefully tonight we get the story. Lil Shawn in the building.
I don't think I've ever had a round of applause before. This is
Never? You got one on Nori.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you did.
I don't know. Man, I'm happy to be here. I love the show.
Thank you, sir.
I really love the
I
show.
appreciate the words of sentiment in the beginning.
But it resonated.
It resonated. I mean, you know.
I know. I be in your lives. I be in your lives. I'm everywhere. I'm looking.
Now, speaking of everywhere, Flatbush, Brooklyn. Yes! That's where it all started.
But how are you from Crown Heights and you not West Indian? Where your family from?
What you mean? I'm
He is
Bayesian.
West Indian.
Are you Bayesian?
Yeah,
You ain't no
no,
flying
no,
fish,
Flying
boy.
fish and cuckoo.
blind you.
God bless
He said I'm Bayesian. I'm like,
You know, I mean, I went to school out there.
nice.
Like, I got my ass whooped.
Are you serious?
That made me smart.
When did you come to the States?
I was there from 9 to 13. I came back here.
Wow, that's late.
Yeah, I went to 210.
Yeah.
Got kicked out of 210, went to 248
Yo.
in your neighborhood.
Let me tell you something. My co-defendant, Scooter, right, called me today. And I was hoping he called before we taped because I had to ask him for his blessings, right? Because I want to touch on something, right, concerning him. And I was telling him about the podcast and MATHHOFFA and woo, right? And he was like, where you from? I said, Crown Heights. He was like, why does he tape in Harlem? I said, I'll ask him. I don't know. I swear to God, bro. That's the first thing he said to me on the phone.
Is that the question?
Yeah.
All right, we're 2 blocks from Wagner. I spent some time in Wagner.
Shout out to Wagner.
Shout out to
Some
Wagner.
gangsters in there.
My barber was actually in his shop. So I came down here and I told him I was thinking about starting a podcast. And the lady who used to own the shop, shout out to Carol, she was like, yo, why don't you shoot something in here? Bang, bang.
And it fit.
Yeah, facts.
Nah, it does. It really does. But I wanted to know. I think everybody wanted to know.
Yeah, right?
Because you from the Heights.
Well, the Heights. Well, the barbershops is, Pat Jordan is mad
No.
skinny.
You're doing it right. You
Right.
can, not to say that you can't, but you wouldn't want to.
Right,
You wouldn't want to.
right.
There would have to be more than commando.
So,
You get what I'm saying? Just because.
just because.
Just as a precaution. It would
Right.
have to be more than commando.
That's a fact.
Just cause. It's different. Now, see, in my era, you could get away with that because respect went a long way.
Long.
And people knew who you were with. And that meant something. You know what I mean?
And Brooklyn reputation meant everything.
Oh, man. What?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I got away with it. Listen,
All right, so where we starting?
I don't know.
East
I'm a
Flatbush.
guest. I can't tell you where.
East Flatbush,
Okay.
earliest memory.
I'm just dying to know what you know because I know you don't know much. But I'm just dying to know what you know. Listen, I'm here because I really rock with y'all.
Cherry Red Legend.
Right.
Let's start there.
Because Ed would, I've been on conference calls with record pools and DJs, right? I respect the DJs because they play the records, but they are restricted from asking me certain things. The only podcast I would ever do is the only one I've ever done, Nori. That's a friend of mine. I love Nori. That's my guy. You understand what I'm saying? So it was cool. So I did Drink Champs, and then days later he called me. And I'm like, bro, you were asking me questions you weren't supposed, but you know better, but it's cool for the show.
Right.
You my man, so I didn't have a problem with that. I said, but do you want to know now? He said, yeah. Then I told him. I said, bro, you asking me that on camera. You know I can't answer that. He's like, you're an ill nigga. I said, bro, it's who you were. So you know.
Right.
So go where you want to go.
Okay. All right. So everybody who's somebody, everyone who loves hip hop, your name has been revolving in one particular situation. A very big situation.
What a symbol.
The night Tupac Shakur got hit up in quad, he was on his way to do a feature for you, correct? What do you recall about that night?
You know, okay, so let me go here first, right? Common sense. Have you ever had like a record with a feature on it and stuff like that, like a collab record?
Yeah.
Okay. Up to how many people have been on a record at one time with you? A record of yours?
Record of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 5.
5? And it was your song?
It was shared.
Okay. So what happens prior to the collaboration? Like is there camaraderie? Do y'all get together? Do y'all listen to beats? Have y'all hung out? Do y'all smoke weed? Have y'all listened to beats together? Have y'all polyed? Have y'all went out for drinks?
Right. Usually, yes.
But there's a camaraderie, right? And now when you guys decide to do something, it kind of makes sense, right? Oh, why don't we do something? We're already, right? Okay. So let me say this. I wrote the movie, right? It will come off like, and this is the first time I'm speaking about it, it will come off as if it were a black version of The Departed.
Your movie.
Mm-hmm. Most of everything that you've ever heard has been incorrect for 28, 29 years, right?
Give me 2 of those things. Just 2.
Okay, well, all right. So put it this way, right? I wrote the movie. Somebody kind of talked me into doing it because I was fine with not telling my story, right? And I've never collabed with anybody in my life. I wasn't the rapper's rapper, right? So with Helping Jay, I thought he was incredible, right? So I said, if he gets a push and he meets the right people, he's gonna go further than me because he really can rap. I can do it. And I write for people. I wrote for a lot of rappers in the game, right? Before I came out and after I came out.
Earlier years, you worked with Puff, right?
So when it came to doing a song with anybody, I never smoked weed before. We couldn't have that in common. I wasn't standing on the corner. Couldn't have that in common either. I don't know nothing about that. Anything gangster, I don't know anything about that on record.
On a record.
On record.
On record. On record. On record.
I aspired to be LL Cool J my whole life. That's who I patterned myself after, right?
Right.
I never said 2 words to Tupac. Nothing. I found out about that session that day. So now, let me walk in, and nobody knows that. So I'm just giving you, without giving everything up in the film.
Mm-hmm.
When the camera's off, I'll tell you. But there was no camaraderie. So it's almost like, let's say, if he falls out with Math, you get it. He might be wrong, but that's your man, so you can't fuck with him no more. And he has to understand that. It's out of respect because he has an allegiance to you, right?
Right.
So when that whole rape thing happened, right? And it's him and Jack. Jack is my elder. I might not agree with everything he's ever done or said, but he's he's like a big brother to me.
Right. By the way, he's also doing a documentary right now.
Let me tell you something. With me, I was raised to have respect for my elders. So I had to hear that he was at odds with me. I didn't know. Right? I didn't know. And I watched a podcast or a blog or whatever it was, and he said some things about me that was crazy. I didn't know. You get it? And I had to think about why he would say that. Love Jack. even if I'm not cool with you anymore, I remember I cut it off at the time where we were great.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that. I can't talk bad about you to people that don't know you. I know everything about you. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving anybody that don't know you that.
Mm-hmm.
So when they fell out, I can't mess with this guy. I didn't mess with him before. We never said 2 words. We were in a car together. I was in a car with him and Jack the night they caught the rape case. Okay? We picked him up from the Park of Meridian. We started at 217th and Linden. Manhattan Proper's on the corner. Jack's Barbershop, Celebrity Status was next door. My whole team, we're there every day. Tuesdays was the Proper. So we drinking champagne in the barbershop, we'll go next door to the Proper. And I happened to be there by myself one night, and Jack's like, call me to pick up Tupac. All right, cool. And I ride, we're in an 850. Bro, there's no backseat. But this is my big brother. I love this guy. This is my man, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I go with him, and he's chastising me the whole way. He's like, Tupac listens, you don't listen, right? Now, I'm a rapper. I got labels under my belt at the time, maybe 2, 3 that I've been signed. I've been signed to 7, right? Cool. I gotta take it. This is my big brother, right? So we argue like cats, and this is my man. Right. Whatever people heard he is, it doesn't affect me. That's family. We go pick up dude. He calls him, tells him come downstairs. He comes out, he gets in the car. I gotta get in the back. I'm not the star. There's no back seat. He gets in the car, I swear to God, he gets in the car. Jack said, yo, it's my man, Lil Shawn. He turned around and said, We never said a word to each other.
Never once.
He got a big Ziploc bag of weed. Jack don't smoke weed. Jack don't listen to rap past the Sugar Hill Gang. He's older than me.
How young were you during that time?
This is 94, bro. I don't know, 20, 25, right? Cool. So he puts a Spice One tape in. He's armed. He's armed. I'm not. I'm scared to death. I want to get the fuck out of this car. Okay? Now, back then, the Midtown Tunnel is right there. We get the Midtown Tunnel, we good.
Good, right.
We get back to the barbershop. Jack said, yo, go pick up such and such, man. We going to have dinner at Lisa's in Long Island. I said, all right, no doubt. I went to pick up my man. He's getting dressed. He's like, yo, we got to go meet Jack. I'm like, nah, we're not going to do that. And I'm telling him what it was like being in the back seat. I said, bro, not a good look.
This is after everything.
No, this is
This
before.
is before.
So now I'm at this guy's house all night watching New York 1. You remember New York 1?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're watching New York 1. The news changes every 10 minutes, and we're drinking Moet all night long. He not driving. I am. I'm not taking him nowhere. We were supposed to go hang out.
Right.
I'm like, nah, I'm not going.
Right.
Bro, I pass out. Phone rings, wee hours of the morning. We hear what happened. We get up, go to Jack's house because he had already got out. And that's the night that they caught the rape case. I can't fuck with Tupac. I don't know him. I don't know him.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'll say this. Now, after that happens, and now they have this case, and it's in the newspaper. Bro, my phone is ringing. My house phone is ringing. I don't know how these people got my number. My phone, yo, bro, media crazy, especially back then. There's no internet.
Back then, it was just straight landlines.
It was really, like, they really had to do your homework.
Right.
How you got my mother's number? My phone is ringing. It's the Daily News. The fuck you got my number? Okay? Bro, how would I be doing a record with Tupac? Make sense to you? Now, wait a minute. Andre Harrell was in the studio. When I tell you sheer coincidence, and see, when I watch a lot of things that I could stomach, I know who's telling I know what's true and I know what isn't.
Right.
It's not me for me to, right, make things right? So I just watch it. Sometimes I get mad, sometimes I laugh, right? But Uptown MCA was next door to Quad. You never heard that. Uptown MCA was right next door to Quad. All of our sessions was at Quad. We had a certain floor, 8th floor, locked down. So if the Lost Boys had a session, it was at Quad. It's next door, not down the block. No, nigga,
Right
next door. So we're there. I gotta be there. Why? I just got out of a deal with Capital. Capital paid me $80,000 to leave.
Why?
I was supposed to sign to Uptown first after the Fall MC project, right? So I was with Puff when they found Mary, when they found Jodeci. They're just curating these artists, right? And I'm running around with Puff every day. We're speaking at schools in yellow cabs, and we're in the studio. We're going to the house in Jersey. Jodeci's making music. They look crazy. They got dyed up hair, big shoes. I watched the whole process from nothing become what it became.
Right.
Okay? Andre had New York Undercover. Andre
Harrell.
and Dick Fox. That was his show. They taped across the street from One Oak, next to the DEA building. Right? Okay. Andre was transitioning out of music to film and television. He did Strictly Business. I wrote the title track, the Strictly Business. It was first called Go Natalie. Natalie was Christopher Williams' first wife. Bad as a motherfucker. Black, Asian, right? And then they changed it to Go Natalie. Halle Berry was already plucked to be the girl. I wrote the title track. Everything that came out of Uptown, I had first dibs at. I was an Uptown artist without being signed. Capital didn't know what they were doing at the time. They had Hammer. Hammer had Too Legit to Quit. They ate up the marketing dollars, and everybody else suffered. So we had a conference call. It was me, my lawyer, who's still my lawyer to this day, Andre Harrell, Frank DeLeo. You familiar with the name? Are you?
Yeah.
See, you a dangerous, sneaky motherfucker. There's no reason why you know that name. That's crazy.
Pay attention.
Okay. So Frank DeLeo was marketing for Epic. So he had Michael Jackson. He managed Prince. He was one of those guys. You would think but he's not. He's Italian, right? He's like this with Pesci. He's like this with De Niro. That was my hangout partner. Okay, Mike used to chase him around hotel rooms with animals, right? He was about this tall, had a Piaget watch. You couldn't even see the setting of the diamond, visible settings. He was a solid motherfucker. And I used to hang out with him all the time in the Carnegie building, right? Cool. Bro, we're all on this conference call. And Andre said, listen, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I will tell you no label likes a headache. Create a headache. Because I couldn't be trusted back then.
Why?
Because I was wild. So you don't want to be liable because you don't know what I'm gonna do to get off this label.
Right.
Andre said, when you get off this label, I got 300 for you, which is what I got from Capital. I said, all right, cool. And I did some things. But before we did that, we asked them for a release, and they said, no, we think you have a bright future here. I was like, oh yeah? All right, cool. I got off my promotional tour, with Capital, and I went and opened up the Forever My Lady tour with Jodeci. I was an Uptown artist by default,
Right.
right? Capital provided me tour support. I opened up the Forever My Lady tour. And I had to put some work in, right? They paid me $80,000 to leave. All my deals were 2 albums firm. So if they breached the contract, they technically owe me the next album's budget.
Boom.
I settled for 80 because I had 300 coming from Andre the next day. So I took a free 80, took 300, and now I'm on Uptown. So if I was writing movies back then like I'm doing now, I could go to Andre tonight if he was still alive and in position and get $1 million. $1 million. Bro, you know how much money we had, bro? It was money everywhere. Like if you was broke, you was an idiot. If I went to Andre and said, yo, I got a script, and here's the line sheet, this is what it's gonna cost. Andre was all about promotion of young black people to positions in corporate America. That guy, man, him not being alive really messed me up because there's nobody in the game for me that represented what he represented, right? So anytime around,
Shout out to Andre Herrera.
I was professional. I really conducted myself like that was my second dad. A lot of respect around him, right? So I say that to say, Andre's thing was, somebody told him, Tupac wants to do a record with Shawn and he doesn't want to do it. Andre, it's a business. So Andre's in the business of selling records. Tupac is a star. I don't give a fuck what he sold, what he didn't sell. If you were in the business, you knew this guy had it. Right? And it could have been anything. But he was like Denzel that made music. Bro, he would be on a Denzel level or better because he had that switch. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Andre is like, yo, what is wrong with him? Is he crazy? How is he doing financially? The person told him he's not doing so good. He wasn't, truth be told. Andre said, can I give him a recurring role on New York Undercover? They said, absolutely. Come to the session. So Andre signed the Trackmasters as A&Rs, so they were in-house producers. They had an assistant, my girl. Great person. She called me. You have a session tonight. I'm like, with who? Where? I don't have no session tonight. And she told me. I was like, what? I said, you need to dig into that one because I know nothing about it. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Whether you know anything about Andre's going to be there. I was on probation, bro. As far as fucking up, I had no more fuck ups. If Andre's going to be there, I got to be there because he's there.
Right.
But he was only there because he wanted to give Homeboy a recurring role on New York Undercover. Nobody knows that. So when you hear people speak, you could double back to their multiple interviews and you'll hear them double talking. They said this one time and then they said that. Mm-hmm. I just laugh. Certain times I get tight. I've approached a couple people over the years, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you cannot change the minds of the entertained. If you're entertained, and we're all entertained by different things.
Right.
I don't want to be the Farrakhan of what really happened. But what I will say is this. When you see this movie, even if you read the script, you're going to see it. You're going to say, wow. Because you're going to automatically know. This makes sense. I believe that. And the people that have spoken about this thing weren't there. They knew that one, but they weren't there. They knew this one, they weren't there. So when you ask me about that, and I don't talk about nothing ever, because I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna play with my name either.
Right.
I gotta be smart. I gotta protect my peace because I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way. I can't. Years ago, yeah, I can. And I did. I can't. So I gotta think for other people. And I gotta go, all right, if I got online and I had a podcast and I said something, oh, you're gonna take that and now we have to answer that and we're gonna use a clip. I got a short list of niggas and it's called On Site. I got people everywhere. All around the world. Invisible people. Anybody on that list of On Site gets seen, I'm gonna get the video. Because you bugging out for a check? That's what you're doing? All right, I'm not to be played with. I'm not the gangster, I'm not the real nigga, I'm none of that shit. And it's cool, I don't care what you believe. Don't cross the invisible line. And we're good. If you getting your money, cool. Don't do that. Sometimes I'm human, so I've heard things and I call him, I'm like, this motherfucker, I gotta vent, I gotta get it out. But if I put you on Behind the Smoke X, and I put you on blast, I really was tight, and you're not gonna say nothing back, and you know me, and you know what it is. So whatever you selling, all right, it's snake oil. Just leave my name out of your conversation and we cool. But the day you call my name on a platform that I would never be on or have never been on, I gotta come see you. And anybody that knows
That's a show and I know.
they know I'm coming.
That's a show and I know.
You follow what I'm saying? So when you see that incident, right? I used to hang out at Def Jam every day. Every day.
What about we used to hang out at Henchman too?
Yeah, but before that, right? So I'm at Def Jam every day, right? And somebody bought me a demo tape. And I listened to it. And it was, what is the song called? Hit 'Em Up? The realest shit I ever wrote. Against All Odds, right? I heard it.
Right.
It wasn't out. And I'm listening to it. And at the end of the record, they said, little Shawn, you faggot, we're gonna get you too. I heard it with my own eyes on my dead father. When that record came out, that was the only thing that wasn't on the record. You see, so when I told you on the phone the other day, when we kicked it.
Very inconspicuous, this one.
Look, he looks at the camera. What did I tell you? When I told you on the phone the other day, I'm gonna give you something, but I'm gonna rely on your common sense. Fuck what I say.
I understand.
What do you think, right? Now watch, wait. I heard the record. All right, cool. I quit the music industry. I'm the only person that got questioned for that crime. Andre said, they want to question you because it was your session. I said, I'll talk to them, I don't care. It was Midtown North. Right? Mm-hmm. Which was the precinct residing for that area. Right? I said, I'll do it if we do it in your office and you're there. So, all right, cool. The first thing they said, I said, I'm gone. Come back with 12. I'm cool. And I left. You see why he laughed? He's a funny dude. But you understand what I'm saying? Right. And I got up and left. And I said, if I'm getting questioned for doing music or for something music related, I'm going back to the streets. I don't need this rap shit. I quit. Dom Perignon was the last song I made. I was turned off. I quit. And then I did my crime that I caught my case for. So the crime was committed in that time span. I got indicted April 8th, 98 for that back then. But I was cool because a lot of people say you chose the streets, you chose jail over the industry. And I'm like, it really wasn't a difference to me because I got questioned for a fucking crime, right? They said that I was jealous of Tupac's jury. And I said, that's your angle? I said, y'all don't want to solve this case. I said, that's your angle? I had an open case in Midtown North at the time. I had an open case in Brooklyn at the time. So when they came, they had my folder. And they said, well, you know, I'm like, that's your angle? Y'all don't care about, come on, y'all playing. Y'all don't want to solve this case. So a lot of things that Tupac was saying, he was right and he didn't know, which was his discernment. He was right, but he didn't know why he was right. But most of everything you've ever heard out of anybody's mouth was wrong, bro. It wasn't right. I can't.
Did you watch the Biggie movie?
Come on. Bro, I got called to the set when I came home because there was a part, they had a guy playing me. And he had a speaking part. And I got called to the set by two people that I love and respect to this day. And out of respect, they said, we want to make sure you're good with this.
Right.
Right? And I came to the set, they showed me what it was. I said, nah, you can't do that. So the person is still in it with no speaking parts, out of respect. Nobody knows that. Get it? All right. Now you can do what you want to do.
Right.
But respect. And I respected that. Right? But when it came to everything that transpired, right? Tupac knew. He knew. He knew the nucleus. He knew why too. He knew. So when you say, oh, Shawn was wearing Tupac's jewelry, okay, how could that be true? If this picture was taken in Manny's Diamonds in 1991, Google images of Tupac in 1991. When Tupac came around us, he wore this, he had a two-tone Rolex on. Jack took him shopping the next day, and he had our uniform on, diamond cross, pinky ring. And he was, he was dressed like me. We all dressed the same.
Right.
They know, but there are images that support this thing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one day I went shopping, right? They had this Armani Exchange Paperboy vest. It was canvas, it went over your head and it's strapped on the sides. I bought a beige one and I bought a blue one. Jack used to always say, you be going to stores, you don't want nobody to know your stores. I used to be on West Broadway. Soho wasn't West Broadway for niggas, it was Broadway. I used to be on West Broadway, spinning the arm and leg for clothes every day.
Right.
And Jack used to always say, this guy be hiding in stores.
Up in the 50s.
No. Soho.
Oh, further down.
West Broadway. Cipriani's is down the block, but they had a store called Detour. And then you had Armani Exchange on Bleecker, right?
Right.
And I bought two of those vests. I bought one for Jack and one for me because I knew by the time I got to the barber shop, he'd be popping shit. And I gave him the blue vest. If you go on YouTube, I got the beige one on Soul Train. I got a picture on my phone with Tupac in the blue one. Everything Jack had that he thought could fit or make this guy, he gave it to him. That was really like his little brother. You understand what I'm saying? Completely innocent in that whole thing. Jack really had love for this kid. And how I know, because I know him. Oh my God, listen, before I came home, I made a call. I called Jimmy. So in the feds, maybe 2 weeks before your release date, they take your job and you're just laying around, waiting to go home. So you're using the phone. You got to burn up your money.
Right.
I called Jimmy. He puts Jack on the phone. First thing Jack said, "What up, gangster? Hope you learned your lesson, nigga." You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no way. If you, street guys can't rap. Street guys don't want to be seen. Street guys don't want to take pictures. So in my mind, I was a street guy. I was fucked up in the head. I had record deals, but I'm hanging out with these guys. I grew up with them.
Right.
So Jack gave me hell about being in the street and I couldn't explain to him that I didn't like the business. I love the creative part, but now when you go to these labels and you have the meetings with people that got to work the record, they don't know what went into making this song. Come on, you know.
Right.
Right? If you do something and somebody doesn't like it, you're like, all right, but goddamn, you don't like it, I hear you. But what don't you like and what would make it better?
Right.
If you can't tell me that,
give me some sort of critique or something.
I can only let qualified people hear my shit until I know it's really good.
Right.
And then if you don't like it, you hate me. All right, man, whatever. But you know. So when people say things like, "Oh, I don't like it," all right, cool, you don't like it. But what don't you like about it and what would make it better?
And if they can't tell you that.
Right. I could tell you everything I could tell you the nuances of what would fix that record. I like that record. Or throw it in the trash. That ain't the one.
Mm.
But I'm not going to just tell you I don't like it.
Yeah.
Start
doing that.
You understand what I'm
It
saying?
doesn't make any sense.
Because it came from your heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit is terrible. But so.
Yeah, it fucks with you.
So.
You write some shit. This is my life, nigga. You don't like it? Oh, fuck you.
Because they're not standing in your,
Hold on a
Right.
second.
they're
I
not
don't do
standing in
that.
your position.
I'm just saying all the demos you do in the trash. Did you give these guys critique? That's what I'm saying.
Let's squash before we just give me 1 second. Let's squash this now because this room has been going on.
No, because I want to hear this.
I'm starting to catch repercussions from it. Now, it's starting to annoy me. Number one, when I say I throw a demo away, what I mean is I'm deleting an MP3 out of my email, right? That's what that means. Not literally
Where does it go?
Not literally throwing something.
Where does it go when you delete it?
Isn't that little thing on the
trash,
side?
the little trash, the little trash.
Number
Ain't
two.
that way it go?
Number two, I've never ever critiqued a record that I wasn't asked to critique. I never ran down on somebody and said, "Hey, that shit is garbage." Somebody came to me and said, "Hey, can you work with this?" We figured it out.
Right.
And it was always a critique that went behind what I said.
Right.
And number three,
Oh God, number 3.
if I had to
This is
I
the
tossed
third.
the record and like didn't work with it anymore, it's because me and that person decided we weren't going to work together anymore. The label itself decided they didn't want me to work with that person anymore, or I decided that I couldn't work with this person anymore for numerous reasons. But I'm not some like the whole you crushing dreams. It was funny. It's funny. It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
But it's not accurate.
What about number 4?
Well, it's number
Some shit just is trash.
Who's it meant for?
Some shit is just trash.
Who's it meant for? If
I don't know who it's
if you
meant
gave me a record that was meant for this
You almost
specific
caught
audience,
him with number 4.
Yeah, no,
no.
some shit just
No, he-
is trash.
no, we didn't. If you gave me a record that was meant for a very specific audience and it don't
Target
fit
audience,
that, then we can make adjustments. If you don't want to make adjustments, then I really can't help you anymore, and that's where that conversation ends. But if you want to make adjustments, then we can move it over to where it's
So
supposed
you're
to go.
telling me that
Right.
some shit just ain't trash? There's
What
nothing that's trash.
What I'm telling you is trash is relative, and people like trash. There are people who like everything, right? So who am I to sit here and tell you that I know it's whack?
All right.
I know it's whack, but there are people, the general audience, they don't look at music the way I do. And people, put it this way, and I got it right, and I'm gonna stop. I promise I'm gonna stop. Name me a great restaurant. A great restaurant. I'll help you. Tavern on the Green. Right?
Huh?
Great restaurant. Great
I
restaurant.
can say that.
McDonald's. Right?
Oh,
How many people like McDonald's?
you're right.
How many people go to McDonald's every day? There's one Tavern on the Green. There's hundreds of thousands of millions of McDonald's around the world. Right? But it's universally tanked as bad food. but somebody likes it. A lot of people go there all the time.
That's hilarious.
They have kids
Look at your
parties.
face. That's really funny.
They have kids parties at McDonald's, right? There's one tavern on the green. You got to have a reservation to get in. You got to dress a certain way. You got to call ahead. You got to get a table. Blah, 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 blah. There's McDonald's.
On the road in Sweden and Switzerland.
So hold on, you
So
say
if you try to
if
sell
a nigga
a
go
McDonald's-
platinum, he's McDonald's? That's what you trying to say?
That is funny.
At the time,
Honestly, he's right.
Yeah.
There's some McDonald's shit that went platinum.
Wait. Before we go down the
Right?
rabbit
Get
hole,
some McDonald's music that went
I
platinum.
don't want to lose my train of thought.
Right.
sorry about that.
But no, it's okay. But he said McDonald's, right? There is something good to eat at McDonald's.
Facts.
They don't promote what's good, but if you go in there, they have a salad. You don't have to eat the burgers. And I say that to say this. There's something good in everybody.
Mhm.
But what's promoted is what speaks louder, which is the bad,
Right.
right? And it's my claim to fame to be a ghost. I know what you don't know. I know what you think you know. I know the perception. I know what's perceived. I live my life like that. If I fooled them boys, first thing they said, we know nothing about him. We had no idea. Ah, yes. Why? Because what I conveyed spoke volumes. I don't make no gangster music. I would never. It's not my style. I don't want you to know that about me. That's not me. It's not who I am. There's nothing to do with music, right? So I wasn't, in my opinion, I wasn't ready to make a record with Jay. I wasn't the rapper's rapper. I wasn't on that level. I would have been a great A&R because I know what that person needs. I know where they need to be. I know how they need to be heard, perceived, seen, presented.
Right.
And I was great at that, even with Jay. So with Tupac, it's too good. I could do my thing.
Right.
But on a regular hill, you're gonna kill me. Like I'm not that guy.
Right.
So I never collab with anybody because it's not my thing. I'm not the rapper's rapper, but I'm the greatest helpmeet. Right? I put Jay on the radio. I could do that. I'm great at that. I negotiated Busta Rhymes' solo contract out of Leaders of the New School. And then he got his first car, a 4Runner. I'm good at that. I don't know. In my mind, I had deals. It was easy to get deals because I was in position. Right place, right time. I knew the right people. Easy. I know what they're signing. I know what's on the radio. The radio shit is easy. Right? The shit that's playing in the tunnel and not on the radio, that's hard. If you're not a rapper's rapper, right?
Right.
The radio, easy. I could make a radio record like this. Bro, my MPC is in the trunk right now with my laptop.
Right.
So I could do it in your face. I've always been that person. But when a nigga is calling my phone all day, rapping on the phone, on the landline, why you laughing? Honest question. Give me 1 second. Why you laughing? Okay, cool. Now I thought you knew something. When a person is calling your phone rapping because you're on and they're not, a friend of yours, and I'm like, you gotta put the phone down. You pick it up, you go, hello, hello, hello. He's still going, you put the phone down. And you pick it up and you're like, my man too.
Right.
And this happens days on end. And I'm like, all right, time out. I'm in, but I'm not. I don't really know how to put anybody on. But I thought about it and I have an idea. If it works, you're in. I call Heavy D, God rest his soul,
Rest in peace.
who's a very good friend of mine.
Right.
Okay?
Rest in peace.
I call his right-hand man, Damian Blyden. I call him on speaker right now. They called him D.O. You seen Heavy, you seen him.
Right.
Okay? He was just Heavy's man. Okay? I said, listen, you trying to be in management. I got an artist for you, and he is nice. I'm putting the sauce on it. He's like, word. I said, yeah, where he from? East New York. But he be, in my neighborhood. Now it's my man, though. He nice. I don't really know what's nice because I'm not nice. I don't give a fuck about that. I know what's going on the radio. I'm that guy.
Right.
Like, he could tell you, we in the studio, I go, that ain't it, but switch this, put that on, and they're going to eat it.
They're going to take it.
Right? Cool. Give me his number. I gave him his number. He calls him. You know the story, right? You know the story, Shiz? He calls him. He comes to Brooklyn, picks him up, takes him to Mount Vernon. The go-to at the time was the young up-and-coming producer who said he was Hev's cousin and Hev was walking him in, Pete Rock.
Mm-hmm.
What is Pete doing at the time? Timing is everything. He's working on Nas's first album. That's how AZ met Nas, nigga. So when this nigga's sitting here in this chair, short talking you niggas, with the motherfucking made up story.
Yeah.
Bro, I
That's
don't,
short talk.
listen, if you're a cheerful giver,
Right.
it doesn't have a string on it. I give you whatever. You don't even have to, but goddamn, nigga, don't make shit up to make yourself look like a glass of ice water with legs. I'm the coolest nigga ever. Nah, bro. My neighborhood was split by gangsters and musicians. So if you know anything about East Flatbush, I'm on 43rd and Lenox Road. Full Force is on 46th and Lenox Road. UTFO is on 49th and Lenox Road. Howie's on Schenectady and Snyder. We were a half and half neighborhood. When Full Force goes on tour, you could go on 46 as a kid in Lenox and see all the tour buses and the limos. If they it was like oh shit, I want to be that nigga. Before that, they had flyers taped to the trees. I watched they went to school with my older brothers.
Right.
But if you've ever done anything for me, that's my story. Right? So when you get on these shows and you like, oh, the homies thought, nah, nigga, that's not what happened, bro. Knock it off. That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
So you took AZ to Heavy D. Heavy D's man.
Yeah. To Pete Rock.
Look, phone call and take nobody nowhere. I used to get up in the morning in Brooklyn, drive all the way to Hev's house every morning, and we be in his parents' basement. Me, him, the Young Guns, and a nigga named Brian that still works for the Yankees to this day, and we be doing push-ups all day, hours. The hustler, the big drug dealer for Mount Vernon, his name was Tootie. He died. After we do that, we're on 5th Street or wherever the fuck it was. He had a gambling spot. And we're there. Bro, like I can't tell you, I can't fabricate anything.
Right.
I haven't told my story but I'm like sitting back and I'm listening to other shit and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about? So East Flatbush, he had a cousin named Tutu from my neighborhood, right? And he used to come spend summers in my neighborhood with him. That's how I know him. I call my man Puma right now on the phone. Buster knows too. Bro, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Where did you get this fucking story from, you crab? Like, I hate shit like that. You're not tough. You ain't no street nigga. You ain't no gangster.
Whoa.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Speak on it, God. Speak on it.
Listen. You couldn't speak to me back then. You know why? Because the me making records, that wasn't me. The circle that I was in, man, you couldn't talk to. You couldn't even come around. This kid grew up on my block. Okay? I've known his family before he was alive. I've known his mother longer than he's known his mother before she passed. Bro, you can't fake my neighborhood. Bro, some ugly shit came out of this neighborhood. LL does interviews. And he mentions being in my neighborhood because my man George brought him to my crib and then to the block to inspire me. Bro, I was like, oh shit, it's LL. Oh shit, come on, I'm bad, my hat, like, bro, what the fuck, it's LL. You're talking about a colossal star at the time on Troy and Church Avenue. Are you serious, bro? Like, come on, bro. What the fuck is bigger than that for East Flatbush? But these niggas had more money than every nigga signed to Def Jam at the time. Okay? LL didn't know who or what he was around. I knew. And it wore thin when he found out. So he'll get in interviews, he'll tell you, yeah, you know, I was uptown with AZ and Rich and Alpo. Then I was in Brooklyn with Stretch and George and the Shower Posse. No. Stretch and George are the same person. He's a Chinese Jamaican. That would have been the head of my case had he lived. So when LL came around, there were some things that happened. And he had no idea what was going on. Of course he didn't, because he wasn't in that life. But he was around these niggas. These niggas had more money than him. Better jewelry, better cars. He was fascinated. Cool. And then he said, disappeared. So when we met on the set of Jodeci's video, he said, yo, where do I know you from? You look familiar. I'm like, I do? He said, yeah, you went to Andrew Jackson. I'm like, nah, I'm from Brooklyn. Where I know you from? And I'm like, yeah, I come out the trailer. I can't say this in front of Jodeci. And I took him out the trailer. I said, Stretch. He said, bro, it was an eye-opening, rude awakening. Then we connected later when he had the TV show In the House. And then, see, I gotta be careful. But, so, I had Dom Perignon at the time. Hype Williams shot the video, right? If you look at the video, and you see Biggie in the video, right? Look at the video when we finish this. He has a black shirt on and blue jeans. Look at the Source Awards the day before when Suge dissed Puff. He has the same black shirt on but black pants. He stayed up all night to come to the video. He only changed his pants. The night, so it was the pre-Source Awards parties on 13th between 4th and Broadway at the System. Then it was the Source Awards where Suge dissed Puff. Then it was Dom Perignon video set. Even Andre 3 Stacks was there. What's his name? Andre
3000.
Okay, he was there because he was dating a girl from Total. So a lot of people were at that video and afraid to get on camera. The first thing Big said to me when he walked over to me and Jimmy and Hype, he said, yo, man, Playboy told me not to come to the video. But I said, nah, you bugging that Shawn. I had to come. I looked at Jimmy. Jimmy looked at me. I said, wow, so you see? Right. Now, he shot the video. I never got clearance. Nobody was going to contest that. The sample that's in the chorus of the song is from Party and Bullshit. Why did Biggie call my name in his first record? Why? I didn't know him. I had a show at the Muse. This is when I was on Capitol. He was on your chest. I made love for the very first time. I was already through with Capitol in my mind. I got about 96 niggas with me, and we're backstage drinking champagne. Puff came through with this guy. He had orange Champion sweatshirt on, camouflage pants. It was big. So, yo, this is my artist, Biggie Smalls. I'm thinking about signing him. I want to see what he sounds like in front of a crowd. Do you mind if he freestyles? So, nigga, I don't even want to go out there. Yeah. Right? Bro, Biggie gets on stage and he freestyles to Biz Marquis's, the instrumental to Biz Marquis's Doodle Rap. Tore the place down. After that, he did the song Party and Bullshit for the Who's the Man soundtrack and shouted me out. That was a thank you. We got cool from there. Now, Biggie gets established. He brings his whole neighborhood together. I'm around Puff all the time. I'm in the studio, I'm in the office. Big was signed to Uptown MCA first, before Puff got fired and got the deal with Arista. Andre allowed Puff to take Big, release, boom, nothing. That's how he got on Bad Boy. So now I'm looking at his crew. I see a nigga in his crew. I don't know none of the young kids like the C's and all of them, right? But I see an older guy with him. I say, yo, what up, man? He said, yo, what up? I said, you don't remember me? He's like, nah. I said, Red Legend Coupe, Black Legend Coupe. Putting them in Claver. Dickie's Garage. It was on. Me and my man, Smiles, bought our first cars from the garage he worked for. They were tagged vehicles. So if the car was $42,000, we paid $8 a piece. That was the Cherry Red Legend. So now this guy gets on Vlad and he's telling this elaborate, I was the kingpin for the sty. And I'm like, well, where's the part of the story we use the car thief, nigga? Because I bought my car from you. Why you calling my name on this shit? Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you niggas? Bro, like, why would you do that? I'm still alive, nigga. I can see you. I'm listening to you, nigga. Right. You slob. Tell that story. Where's the part of the story where I bought the car, you wiped it down when I came to pick it up? Where's that story? Because old man Dickie had the garage on Claver and Putnam. Where's that story? So when you start telling stories, I don't have a problem. Don't flood it with inaccuracies, especially if you call my name. Yeah, I know. Look at you. You see you covering your face. And I knew you would do it. But you understand what I'm saying, Shiz? Right? Do you see me after Drink Champs? You ever see me on anything? Why? Because listen, I'm a writer because I don't want to be seen. Even on my page, right? I don't go live and talk. Why? Because I want to see who can read. That's why I write so much. Because if you know what I wrote, means you stayed in school long enough to learn how to read. You're somewhat intelligent. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I fucks with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just, intelligence, sit and care about that street shit. Every time that street shit start going on, he's quiet. He's like, all right, let me let this 2 train pass. So he's laughing, guy. Bro, I analyze the show. Right. So my thing is, listen, you can tell.
That's the camera right there.
You could tell a fake story. No, that's for you to look in the camera. If anybody else on the show does that, it kind of takes your thing.
Right.
No, you can look in the camera. But you understand what I'm saying? If you decide to tell your story and you're selling this thing you're doing and you're gearing up to do, all right, cool. I don't care. Don't call my name, bro.
Is it the inaccuracies that irritate you?
Of course it is.
Of course.
Or
it is.
Do you feel you're purposefully being left out?
I want to be left out. You know why? Because guess what? Do you know I've been home since 03? Man, if you see how many times I get asked to do podcasts, all the time. He could tell you. I'm like, yo, bro, get the fuck off my page, bro. You bugging? Yeah, like, what do you, I'm not selling anything. What do you want? I want to hear myself speak.
The story.
I don't know what to do with entertainment prior to writing film and television.
Okay, so is it possible that the people who have left your name out that irritated, is it possible they did that on purpose?
See, here's the thing that you got to understand. You see, the truth isn't always grandiose. That's not the
It's not always
but
sexy.
right?
Right.
It's showtime, right?
Right.
The real truth is boring and it's short.
Mm-hmm.
It's short. So when you see
Short
somebody
and blunt.
here, you go, you're asking questions and they're going, yo, I mean, could be. You know, could be. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, that's what you said. All right, that's what you think. All right, cool. The fuck did you come here for, you dumb motherfucker? Why are you here? You didn't even talk. Bro, go home, nigga. Why are you here? What do you want? Why are you here? You knew what it was before you got here. What the fuck are you sitting here for, cunt? Why are you here? Why are you here? These niggas ask questions. It's a podcast. People want your story. You're here. Why the fuck would you come in to not answer questions, you cunt? Why?
That interview really irritated
That
me.
don't make, but I seen
Apparently.
it. But hear what? That don't make no sense. Okay? Why you here doing that? Stay your ass the fuck home. Like, don't do that. Don't come in to do that. If I come here, it's a personal connection. I don't know how you fucking feel about me. I like the show. Bro, I call Ed right now on speaker. He'll tell you, we discussed it. Nah, man. Oh, my fucking gazoo from the Flintstones with no helmet. My man Curtains. One of the most important people in the world. In the world. First thing he says, nah, man. I love the way he does research. Bro, this is a calculated thing.
Right.
I don't just haphazardly get up. I had to hit Charlemagne to ask him. I'll show you the text. Is it okay, out of respect, to mention our deal? What? Poison is done, of course. So I had to ask, out of respect, because I want to lead by example. If I want you to respect me, I got to respect you. I have nothing against anybody that I've ever had love for. Right?
Nothing against
No.
anybody you ever had love for.
No, you know why? Because I cut it off at the period where we were cool. And I remember the good times. Whatever, if you have a problem that I didn't give you, that's your problem. That's not our problem. I'm not sharing in that. That's toxicity. I don't even know what you mad. You can't make me mad. A bitch ass nigga is not gonna make me a bitch ass nigga.
Right.
I see what you're doing. I go, all right, that's what you're doing. All right, cool. Hopefully I don't get mad when I see you. It's cool.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, Peter Guns, great friend of mine. I had no idea we'd be this cool. Great guy.
Told you need to use him for that joint.
I would never, not what you
Nah,
talking.
that would be fire. You crazy.
So let me give you a crazy story that happened a week ago. Actually, a few weeks before that. He calls me. He's like, yo, man, Jimmy had some people get in touch with me. He wanted me to do some voiceover for him. And I know you used to fuck with him. What you think? And I was like, I mean, that's up to you, but if you gave that man your word, you gotta do it. You don't know him. If you think that he and I are at odds, that has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Because even the relationship that we had, you'll never have that. Because you wasn't that guy. You wouldn't even know him in those capacities. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if you asking me what type of person he is, give you the shirt off his back. Great guy. Do it. If you want to do it, do it. He's going through some personal stuff right now. So he took a while getting it done. When he got it done, Jimmy called him. And he said, yo, man, I just wanted to thank you. A lot of people that I looked out for shitted on me, and I don't know you from nowhere, and you did it. You know what he said to him? He said, yo, man, not for nothing, but someone we have in common was really the catalyst for me doing it. He was like, who's that? He said, Lil Shawn. Jimmy said, what? He said, yeah, he speaks highly of you. He said, nah, I only hear he talks bad about me. He said, bro, the dude don't talk to 5 people a week. He does not leave his house. And if he does, he's in the cigar lounge. I don't know who told you that. He spoke highly of you to me. Fucked him up.
What was the issue that he thought that you guys
Bro,
had?
let me tell you something. I'm gonna do this tastefully and with respect for the him that I knew, right? Whatever that was, my go-to is silence. My go-to is silence, right? So when I heard Jack say that thing, it fucked me up because that's like a big brother to me, right? And I am man enough to go, I don't have no ego when it comes to people I love, like, and I had to really wrestle with it to understand why. And I figured out why. Him and Jimmy were at odds a few times in life.
Right.
But when the elders are beefing, you got to stay out of it because you can't choose sides. So when it comes to, if I were to choose a side, guess what? We grew up here, up and down Church Avenue. Jimmy grew up over there in Vere. I met him later in life.
Right.
So if I was gonna choose a side, it would be Jack. But that mind played tricks on you like the Ghetto Boys, and you think that
You choosing.
I would never do that. I would never do that. But that doesn't take back what he said. I can't unhear that. So yeah, you dried that cement, cool. You get it?
Right.
But when I show you missed calls to my phone, it was cool. Bro, listen, man, your issue is your issue. And that has nothing to do with me. You're not gonna sway me. But the person he said that shit to, I'm gonna punish that. I'm gonna punish that. Because guess what? I can't bash anybody I was around to y'all. You know why? Man, bro, you might feel a way about that person because of what I say. You run up on them the wrong way, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. And that's not who you are. You're going to die. I can't go, fuck that nigga, I don't like that nigga, he's a bitch ass nigga, because he's not a bitch ass nigga. Right. But if I arm you the wrong way, you're gonna see that nigga and be like, man, fuck that nigga. Shawn don't fuck with him, he's gonna kill you, nigga. Right. You'll die. Right. I can't do that. So if I don't like you, I can't go, oh, I don't like that nigga. He can't dress. He ain't got no bitches. He wears funny shoes. No, he can dress. He dances his ass off. Whew. Bad bitches. He's the man. I don't fuck with him. So when you talk about the people that left your show, and it goes both ways. It's not just targeting them. I would never do that. I don't know them.
Right.
Right? Whatever happened, happened. But there was a time where everything was good. There was a time where you liked them. And there was a time where they liked you. I hold on to that.
I'm not mad at that.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying completely.
I've seen you. Listen.
But certain actions make you wonder if you was good on both sides.
Right,
You
absolutely.
dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see.
But I never tell anybody,
No.
don't go over there.
No.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right. But see, and the thing is too, if I'm your friend, I gotta tell you the truth. If I'm not your friend, I gotta lie to you or agree with you.
That's where it gets sticky.
I can't do that. You know why? Guess what? I could leave this barbershop right now and they could speak for me. They could correctly finish my sentences. They know me. I'm not doing that. I can't. I can't. I won't allow myself to do that. I'm not gonna bash Jimmy. I'm not, bro, you crazy?
But
that man, let me tell you something about Jimmy.
But this is how the real niggas, well,
Jimmy
what
never
they consider the real niggas.
I love Jimmy.
This is how
It's my big bro.
shit gets sticky because you play by rules that the opposition is not playing by.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, stop right there.
Jimmy, Mario.
No. Stop right there. Watch this. That's fine. Just because a nigga flagrantly fouled you, that shouldn't make you flagrantly foul him. You don't never let another motherfucker change you into something you not. If you come across a bitch ass nigga, that shouldn't make you a bitch ass nigga. You are who you are. You don't conform to that in which you don't agree with or are not. And it's cool because God sees all. And you give it to God. Bro, man, I tell you some shit, man. And I go, bro, and I hate to curse, but I go, God, was I wrong? Check me. And I go, I wasn't? All right, I'm giving it to you. Can you please handle that for me? It's cool. It hurts, but you like, man, I can't. If you become, let me tell you something about 50 Cent. I got a letter before I came home. Said 50 wanted to do, somebody wanted him to do a song with me. And he was like, and somebody thought that they was leaning on him. And he was like, do a song with him? Can I sign him? And it kind of fucked the person up. It threw him off because that's not, he thought that he was in lean mode. He was like, do a song with him? Can I sign him? He's like, yeah. Who's 50 Cent with? Chris Lighty. God bless the dad. Bro, I grew up in Chris' house with his parents. Him and a guy named Ian Alexander from England. That was his right-hand man. Ian Alexander was married to Regina King.
That's the way I know that name from.
So if you see their son that passed, that's Ian's face. Bro, we were running around the clubs together in the 80s. I know, bro, man, Chris is my guy. So when I come home and I see everybody at odds, everybody's coming to me. I'm like, and then my senior citizen parents who was separated since 87, they're finally getting a divorce because they're pulling at me like I'm 12. I'm like, I'm 33. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Right. I came home to turmoil to the point where prison was easier than the outside world. I meet with Fifth. I go across the street because Violator was here, 4040 was here, Jimmy was here. I go across the street. As soon as I get off the elevator, Chris and 50's like this. Chris is my man, so he's happy because he knows me. Right. And 50 is like, yo, man, finally, right? We could work out. Man, yo, bro, let me tell you something. Great guy. I can only be, I don't give a fuck who don't like who. Shawn's gonna tell the truth because Shawn does not speak. Okay? Right. We walk to the conference room. You know the story. Mm-hmm. It was full of people. Whoever was the G unit, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And he said with a straight face, I need this room. And they got up and scrambled. And they left. And we went in. As soon as he closed the door, he's like, yo, nigga. Funny as shit. And we sitting there. Nobody knew that I was in church 3 to 4 times a week. I wanted nothing to do with the streets or rap. I got to make a living, so I'm entertaining it. Mm-hmm. And we're talking, and I said, do you know why you're successful? And he was like, yeah, the records work. I said, nah. That's the small of it, man. I said, God blesses people. And everybody has a turn. Your niggas looking at me like I got 5 heads. But I don't care. Right. Because God told me to give him a word. Right. If God tell you to say something, you got to say it. Right. And it's not your words. So I'm being obedient. Right. He's looking at me because he didn't expect that from me. Right. But I'm not the gangster. Nobody knows that. I don't know why. I never made those songs. You can't reference a record, right? Right. Cool. And I said, nah, man. I said, God, I said, you read the Bible? He said, no. I said, you don't have to. I read it for you. I said, your whole life is in Proverbs. I said, man. I said, you know what? I'm going to pick out a passage and give you exactly where your life is at. So you ain't got to waste time reading everything. I said, but God blessed Irv and Ja Rule. Was he the best rapper? No. Was he the best producer? No. But it was God's time to bless them. And he blessed them abundantly. Yo, the nigga is looking at me like I'm crazy, but he's listening.
Right.
I swear to God, right? And I said, now. They say, how is God everywhere? It's because when he blesses you, he wants you to be a blessing to someone else. That's how he's everywhere. Get it?
Right.
I said, now, after God got them, it's your turn. It was your turn to be blessed. So all the trouble you went through, he said, I'm going to multiply that and give it to you tenfold.
You're saying 50 let go and let God?
Watch. He's about to bless you. Then these two that he blessed tried to block your blessing. You're interfering in God's work. It's spiritual. He goes, oh, that's what y'all doing? All right, let me take this from you and let me give this to him. I said, and the word of the day is, never become the very thing you despise. And it's all I've been saying since we've been here. You don't be what somebody is to you to someone else. You let them have that. Let them have that. And it's okay.
I want to clap to this. Can we clap to this?
I couldn't wait to tell you that.
Yeah.
Right? So now, you look at, and I know Irv when he was DJing for Jay for 200 a show. I rode in the car with Ja Rule and Jay. He's in the back seat, never said a word. I didn't know what was going on until I went away, and I'm looking at the videos. Now, fuck, he know Preem. He wasn't around. I know, bro. I watched the whole thing go down. So, were they guilty of anything? Nope. They was gonna come out of it the way they did. That was God's work, bro. He had nothing to do with, he was innocent. But you see what happened? It's because when you meddle in God's work, okay? Now you look, what blessed them? What was the blessing? Great music. You haven't heard anything new or great since then. You live off what you've done. It will sustain you. Cool. Then you look at 50 and the way he made his way, that became his thing. But look at what he's doing now. He has evolved. Film and television, mostly television. It ain't music. Still blessed. And that right there tells you, no matter what you see and hear out of his mouth, I never saw that. And you look at all the people that say things, the stories, how many people he's looked out for, blah, 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 this and the other. Bro, he cut me a check when I came home. Bro, I'm telling you, he cut me a check.
He signed you?
Bro, listen to me. And you can Google it. It's still online, Shawn Penn, G Unit.
Oh, shit, that's right. Oh, wow.
He used to call me from all of, I'm in Switzerland, just called to see if he did new music. Great guy.
Did you do new music?
Yeah. Great guy.
Where's the music?
It's around.
There wasn't no gangster shit, right?
That's an awful answer.
Jones for the ladies.
That's an awful answer. It's around.
Jones for the ladies. Gospel Jones.
Nah, I was around. I was at the Henchman Studios around them times. He was strangling cats with piano wire. I remember making I stole a line from you and put it in one of my songs.
It's the hood, man. Oh, shit.
Which way is Ricardo's? That way or that way?
This way.
I thought so.
Do you have, how often do these misconceptions of your personality and your background?
Wait. What
Every
misconceptions?
day. No. See, here's the thing. See,
knows what I
can
mean.
I tell?
Before you say that, right? You're laughing.
I ain't laughing.
Watch this.
My big bro. I got
the
some
only
stories.
reason you might know anything is because you were in the circle,
Exactly.
right? Even the stories about Jay, right? The best thing you could ever say about a nigga in the streets, Pusha T's a great friend of mine, right? The best thing that you could say about a nigga that was really doing it is, oh, that nigga's a fake nigga. It's like, yes, thank you. Because there's no case.
Right.
I went away for gossip. It was either take this 5 or we're going to give you 35. You'd have never met me. You understand what I'm saying? So if you was really in the streets doing it, anybody that really don't know, right, and they want to bash you and say, oh, that nigga's a fake drug, he wasn't really getting no money, you're like, yes, because you ducked the case.
That's part of my question. That's part of what I'm asking. You talked earlier. You alluded. I don't know if the camera's on or not. You alluded to people pressing you because of who they thought you were. Music cats.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah. You. I'm just repeating it back. I'm saying, how often do those situations happen? How often did those situations happen?
So that's a good question. That's why he's in that chair. I love this guy. So listen, right? So I made it a point to love hip hop. So I break danced, I popped. So UTFO, who made Roxanne, that they were rapping, but they were mostly dancing first, right? White gloves, and we're going to the block parties, right? I loved hip hop. And I didn't give a fuck about what nobody, man, bro, I did graffiti, right?
Right.
And then I rapped. That was a passion. I loved it. Man, I loved it more than anything. Okay? So when I got in the game, I was hell-bent on being me and daring you to cross that line and think it's something else. Now, I was telling somebody earlier today, when it came to the game, I made the records I wanted to make. I knew what I wanted to be. I knew what I wanted to say. So like one of my mentors in my circle, when I'm getting ready to sign, he sat me down. He said, now you know you can't rap. I'm like, bro, I don't do that.
Right.
I said, nigga, I want to be LL Cool J. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Get out of here. Conversation's not for me. So when you got in the industry, you were what you rapped about. Not only did the audience believe it, the industry believed it. So niggas was playing all the time. So when you seen me, if I went to the Source back in 92, they were trying to, first of all, these two guys, I got this publicist with me from Capital. And I got my little man with me. I used to always have somebody trailing me. He just died last week too.
God bless.
You know what I'm talking about? Roger Redhead. Yeah, bro. I always kept a little nigga around me with that thing. Right? Cool. If I had to conduct some business, always. So I'm sitting there and they came out. They don't want to interview. My records are not popping. I'm popular. The girls like me, but my records are not the gangster shit that everybody wants to hear. I did stuff that nobody, right? If you were tough, you didn't like that, whatever. But I didn't give a fuck because I knew that all the niggas that was doing the tough records weren't in the street. So I said, I'll never do that because I didn't respect them. And these two idiots come out and they're snickering. Like it's a joke, them sitting across from me, forced to do an interview. They really had nothing to ask me. Cool. I got to think about their names. They're probably still around. And if they, so one of them said, yo, tell us about the beef you had with Eric Sermon. Now, the publicist from Capitol, I don't really want her to know nothing about me. She's not from New York, but she's here taking me around. Right On at the time, Word Up, Sauce, right? And I said, yo, y'all playing? I just snapped. I said, yo, y'all playing? They was like, what? I said, yo, what beef I had with Eric Sherman? You playing? And I went to go, yo, bro. And they looked, I said, yo, bro, y'all playing? Because that's what they did.
Right.
They drummed up beef. Get it?
Yeah.
And I just got up. I said, yo, let me tell you something. See, y'all niggas will die playing games. Go play with them other niggas. I don't even know what the fuck y'all talking about. A beef with, what the fuck is you talking about, bro? You playing? And I always dressed, you know, I'll show you pictures. I dressed like a Jamaican singer. Good shirts, slacks, hard bottoms. But my diamonds, I mean, if you had any sense, you looking going, these ain't no big dookie ropes. And this is the dookie rope time, the Gucci link time. This nigga got on perfect stones from Manny and the father. Nobody knew that. The only person that was on the Diamond District was Biz Marquis, believe it or not.
God bless.
Oh, he had some hellified jewelry. Actually, the MPC that's in the trunk, Biz bought it from me. He got it from Akai. He said, yo, just put a record on the radio, man. Because I used to hang out with Biz all the time.
Peace, Biz. Wow.
So now, Eric Sherman was up here. Harmless. Means no harm. But he gave you all a story about how they was in North Carolina, he was with Special Ed, and dudes were shooting at him, and his man punished the guy, and it's not what happened. So Howie, so there was a chain of command. Chubb Rock got put on first. Ed got put on next. So the whole album, Youngest in Charge, was one rhyme because he didn't know how to write songs. It was one rhyme to impeach the president.
Wow.
And Howie made him break it up into song because Ed's cousins lived across the street from Howie.
Right.
Right? And then I came after Ed. But in the interim, Ed's song took off. I Got It Made. Then The Magnificent took off. But he needed help with his showmanship. So Howie, to get me out the neighborhood, he put me on tour with Ed. So I hired my cousin to dance. I dressed everybody. So if you look at the I Got It Made video, he was in, regular high school polo clothes, and then he got into suits and all that stuff, and that was me.
Right.
And I became the hype man. And I hired the dancers. I did the whole show, right? Bro, those dancers became jiggy. Toss it up.
Oh, shit.
Toss it up. Right. So after that, they did I'm the Magnificent.
Yeah.
And they did the video for I'm the Magnificent. You remember that video?
That was my shit.
Theo.
Was it your shit?
Theo.
Yeah,
That's called him Theo. Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Okay, good. I'm glad you remember that. So when they did the video, Theo, the Cosby Show was popping at the time, so they hired him to do the video. It was great publicity. So he goes to Ed and says, yo, your man, he ain't got no vocals on the record. I don't want him in the video. So Ed comes over to me and says, yo, man, Malcolm said you ain't got no vocals on the record. He don't want you in the video. I was like, what? He don't want me to be on TV? Man, the bitches got to see me. Wait, so you just met this nigga from the Cosby Show and he's gonna kick me out the video? Fuck that nigga. Make him tell me himself. Bro, I just lost it.
Right.
And I looked around the set and I said, it was a banjo. I said, now there's a guitar in the record. Now I'm in the video. So if you go to the Magnificent video, that's me playing the banjo dancing. I remembered all the steps. I said, fuck. Damn, Huxtable. Gordon Gartrell shirt wearing motherfucker. Right? So now, at the end of the video, he put himself in there, dancing goofy.
Dancing at the very end.
I said, Ed, look, that's why you never want me in there. See? Look, watch him. That's why. So, man, fuck this dude, bro. And it's in the movie.
Oh, boy.
Right? So now we're on tour. We go to Fayetteville, North Carolina. The big thing was the label jackets. So Ed was on Profile, so there were the profile jackets. But that was like your calling, that was your stamp. They could spot a profile jacket anywhere. If you from anywhere out of town, they'd be like, oh, he's with the tour. Profile jacket. I think I had a profile jacket on that night. So we go to the after party. People was just coming in. I'm kind of off to the side. Remember, in my mind, and I'm older than them, right? So I got all this shit going on back home. In my head, I'm thugging. But I'm on the road. I'm having crazy fun, right? Yo, bro. Ed's DJ, Action, big, tall. He's, man, might be 6'5", right? And he's like right over there where my man is at, the blue shirt. And some little dude was like, yo, y'all niggas ain't the stars? Y'all ain't the stars? I'm off in the cut by myself. So nobody kind of knows I'm with them. Y'all ain't the stars, we the stars. So apparently they might have been getting money in the town, right?
Oh, that type of situation?
Yup. And the DJ said, he looking down on him. He said, yo, what? Yeah? Huh. You the star? Yeah? The dude said, yeah, that's right. Y'all ain't the stars. I'm the star, nigga. It's our town. I'm standing over there going, oh my God, this is not gonna end well. All right, bro, I seen the whole thing, right?
Play out.
But it was too late to go, nigga, knock it the fuck off.
Right.
You remember, in my mind, I already know because of what I'm around. He don't know. Man, these niggas in the town getting money, you right, they are the stars. And they got them things on them.
Right.
And he going back and forth with this kid. Alvin Tony, who discovered Craig Mack, short, man, solid, rock solid. He comes in. Midway in the conversation, he don't even know what happened. All he know is somebody is talking crazy to Ed's DJ. And he said, yo, what happened? Yo, what's up with the who? Yo, and he grabbed the dude and just started beating him. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going, oh, man.
It's about to get crazy.
Yo, he beat him to the ground. The dude never swung back. When he came up, the whole club cleared out. I'm stuck over here with a profile jacket on. And I'm going, ah, shit. I take it off, I turn it inside out because I'm stuck.
Right.
So if I go outside, I'm behind the niggas with the guns that's chasing these niggas.
Right.
Split seconds. Yo, bro, I'm stuck in the club. I don't even know where we staying at. I don't know how to get back to the hotel. I'm fucked, right? I said, I gotta go outside. Nobody knows that I'm with these guys. I got to go outside. So I went outside. Yo, these niggas are in a police stance. Bang, 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 blowing. Blowing. I was like, damn, where the fuck are the police? These niggas got it easy down here. And I'm sliding by, right? And I see these niggas running. I got to catch up to them.
Right.
Because that's the ride. But you see what I'm saying? See, if you want to tell a story, man, it's not always flattering and appealing to you. Tell the truth.
Right.
Man, bro, listen, if I ain't got no hammer on me, what you want me to do? You bugging? I gotta catch these niggas because that's the ride back to the hotel.
Right.
So I'm like scooting. And I end up seeing these niggas running. So I start jogging, right? And this nigga looks back and go, yo, Shawn, hurry up. They're gonna kill us. It was Eric. I couldn't believe this big nigga could run so fast because I wasn't a running nigga.
Right.
Yo, bro, we ran and I caught it. Eric said, hurry up, Shawn, they're gonna kill us. And I'm like, all right, nigga, I'm smoking Newports at the time. Like, nigga, I can't run no more. I'm dead, right? They're gonna kill us. Yo, come on, let's turn in the woods. And behind every business are woods.
Right.
So when you take one step, you're sliding down to dirt.
Yeah,
Bro, you
trenches.
behind trees. Yo, bro, we are hiding in the woods and they are looking for us with flashlights, bro.
They got
Dad
flashlights.
say he jumped in the
Bro,
pothole.
listen
Yeah,
to
in the
me.
trench. In the
Right.
trench.
So, but his episode was like when Martin met Gina. I want to be your mother, your father. I want to be everything to you, baby.
Right.
It's bullshit. So while that's happening, man, they left us alone. While we're in the woods, they caught Ed in the parking lot. Because Ed wasn't with us in the club. They caught Ed in the parking lot. They jumped him. My man Diesel, I call him on speakerphone, grabbed Ed, picked him up out of the melee and threw him in a strange car full of girls. And they're like, oh, it's Special Ed. So he locked the door, boom. And they drove off. They jumped Diesel. Pistol whipped him. He had staples all around his head. So when I tell you that shit was different, bro, the road in the 80s,
Yeah.
you talking about the crack era. So think about the crack era. Everybody's getting money. You think that New York is the only place getting money? Nah, man. And then here you come, and all the bitches love you. And these niggas got money. Oh, they're gonna kill you, bro. But you know not to play with these niggas because it's like and they come to your block.
Right.
You like, where that nigga from? VA? Pfft, man, fuck that nigga. And he like, fuck you. He like, what?
Right
Where's
here.
your gun, right? So when we got back to the hotel, I'm pissed because I saw the whole thing. It was unnecessary. It didn't have to happen.
Right.
Big Daddy Kane and his entourage came into the hotel. Let me tell you something. He had a guy with him, and I was thinking about him earlier. Short guy, stocky, quiet. You could tell he was really something. Arm to the teeth. And he had a robe on. He's like, yo, what y'all want to do? He's like, yo, man, we don't move any kind of way. Matter of fact, without saying certain things, two of the most dangerous groups on the road, least expected. So when you got guys come up here and they're like, yeah, I did 13 years jail, nigga, I was all right, nigga, but cool. Yeah, I expect you to say that. All right, word, cool. How many people you killed? Word, all right, cool, no doubt.
Right.
But when you hear some shit that you never expected in your life, I'm more intrigued by that because that person wasn't promoting that. Two of the most well-equipped, for lack of a better word, groups on the road in the 80s, 89 and on. You ready? Jodeci and De La Soul. Oh, shit. Yo, if you pull up a picture of Chris Lighty, God rest his soul, he had a scar right here. That happened at a club called MK's on 25th and 5th Avenue.
Did Red Alert tell us this story?
Maybe he could have.
This sounds familiar. This sounds familiar.
And I was there.
So all out brawl.
I'm just looking for the real niggas in rap. I'm always like Forrest Gump. I'm always someplace I'm not supposed to be by myself. And there was a melee. And I'm talking about reclining chairs is flying. Somebody cut Chris. And De La Soul lost they motherfucking minds. I was in the middle of the dance floor just mesmerized like, oh shit, is that a recliner? Who threw that? Yo, they was getting they was getting busy. I couldn't believe it. I can show you DMs from me and Dave that died, God rest his soul.
Rest in peace.
Because I was a personal trainer for 30 years. Nutrition first, right? And whatever he was going through. I don't know, we connected on Instagram and I shipped him some products. You know what I'm saying? Some organic products and stuff like that to flush his system. That was my man. And then when he died, his wife reached out to me and was like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew, and then me and Paz connected. I've always known Maceo. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Mace. Pull up, bro.
Great guy.
Chop it up. Like, please pull up.
Great
Especially after you hear this story.
Great guy.
Right.
But the people that I was cool with, they'll tell you a story you won't ever hear. Because it's like the people that know you, right? And now y'all on this podcast. Everywhere you go, yo, man, what up? Yo, man, yo. They don't know you.
Right.
They know you from the show. So when I tell you nobody's ever seen me do crime, that's my claim to fame. So when you say, oh, real nigga, gangster, not me. I'm like, all right, well, what do you know? Tell me what substantiates that.
Only what you told me.
Ha-cha-da-da-cha. You know what I'm saying? Like ha-cha-da-da-cha.
You seem to have you get irritated with a poorly told story.
Yeah, you just,
Or
you know
poorly
why?
told interview. Like,
Because he's much better at telling them.
Yeah.
But you know why? You know why? Tell the truth.
but you don't necessarily want people to tell the truth that you're involved in.
But here's the thing.
Now, I say this, hold on, let me say this. I say this all the time. If you ever been involved in anything, all the ill niggas, there's always a little part of you that wants people to know, yo, I'm an ill nigga. You don't want to say it.
You think
But
so?
you kind of course you do.
You think so?
Because the motivation behind being an ill nigga is built on principles that you want people to understand.
Okay, stop right there. I'm not even going to look that way. Tell him. Is he correct? Have I always been? Matter of fact, so in my neighborhood, right, all the young kids, I'm the youngest of 8, but I've never really had the pleasure of being brought by an older sibling. Like, that's my big brother. I've had big brothers and sisters, but I've never been taken care of.
Right.
I've always been getting money. I've always had more than I was supposed to have as a kid. I've had Puff on the block. I've had Jay on the block. I've had everybody imaginable on the block for them to see. And they are mesmerized by that.
Right.
I had a corner house. So on my back patio, I had a gym. Always take the kids. Yo, come on, let's go work out. Come on, man. Y'all got to work out. Everybody, come on, let's work out. I got some chicken in the oven. I'm baking for the church. Go get dressed, go shower, change. We going to church. I'm taking y'all niggas to church. Am I lying here? Have I? And then if I'm in the studio, come on, let's go to the studio. Yo, bro, I had a kid with me. Actually, it's his best friend. I came up with his older brothers, right? And his brothers are older than me. One passed, God rest his soul, Terrence Gittins. Right? It was me, him, and Chubb Rock in a group. So now, when they moved around the neighborhood, they came from, I think, Albany Peas, right? So when they came in Flatbush, Terrence was like, yo, we should start a rap group. I was like, all right, let's start a rap. He said, yeah, you could write my rhymes. I was like, whoa, nigga, wait. And he's like, I'm telling you, because he was business. So fuck it, I'll do it. So he's looking for a third member. You know this story? So one day he calls my crib, yo, come down the block, but don't laugh. I'm like, why am I coming down the block? And why are you ordering me not to laugh? You see, yo, just come down the block. I want you to meet somebody. So I come down the block. Right. There's a guy out there with cut off slacks, little Jerry curl, some gold chains on. Big dude. I'm like, what's up? He said, yo, man, this is the third member of our group. I'm looking at him going, what? And he's like, yo, man, Shawn, this is such and such as Shawn. Let him hear something. And the dude is rhyming. He's nice. I'm like, damn, he is nice. They found somebody to pay for us to go in the studio. So we did a demo. I thought it was really good. But now they don't know nobody. I know Kango. So I'm like, we got to go to Kango house.
Right.
So we walked from 43rd to 49th. Ring Kango bell. I'm like, yo, nigga, got a demo. You gotta hear this shit. He plays. He said, man, this is good. We gotta go to Howie's house. Howie T. So he drives and we walk. he had a 280Z, right? 2-seater. When we got to Howie's crib, bro, Howie opens the door and he goes, what do y'all want? Mean, I mean mean, bro. And he's like, he looks at the big guy. He's like, Richard, what are you doing here? I was like, wait, time out.
Not Richard.
Y'all know each other? He said, man, our mothers are sisters. That's my cousin. I said, yo, bro, why you didn't fucking tell me that you knew Howie? You got me going through all of this with Kango. Bro, you could have brought us straight here. He was so quiet. He wasn't a talkative guy, but he was a real good rapper. Brought us in the crib, played the demo. Howie was like, who's this? Terrence said, this is me. You wrote your rhyme? He's like, nah. He said, man, rappers write their rhymes in my studio, bro. Nah. He said, this you, Richard? Pretty good. Third person, me, he said, this you? All right. Separated us, made us solo artists, kicked out the third person. Chubb Rock.
Hitman Howie T, good looking G.
It was Chubb Rock.
Wow.
Richard Simpson.
Wow.
So let me give you another fun fact. Ready? Ready, Math?
Yeah, go ahead.
You remember one of Public Enemy's first records where he said, Terminator X, and he scratched, rock and roll, rock and roll, Terminated.
Mm-hmm.
That's Chubb Rock's first single, Rock and Roll Dude. Pull it up on YouTube. Chubb Rock and Domino, Rock and Roll Dude.
Say what?
See, we gonna talk hip hop.
You goddamn, man.
We have
you got
to-
some.
It has to be interesting. There has to be a fun fact involved. And it gotta be digging of gems. Right? Because that's interesting, no?
Preaching to the choir.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Of course I
Right.
do.
Right. I know. I appreciate the story.
Meaningful.
Yeah, you're definitely getting us in some shit, but you know, it's great.
So now, in East Flatbush, if your block association could afford Howie T to do your block party, you had a lot of money. Because when Howie came out, bro, you're gonna hear his shit 10 blocks away. He had speakers tall as the trees. It was clear. He was a battle DJ, right? He had MCs. Kango and Dr. Ice, they popping right on the side. I'm a little kid. I'm not even supposed to be off the block. I'm going, fuck my dad. This shit is crazy. I need in.
Yeah, right.
So when Howie was a DJ, his name was Count Disco. First person in East Flatbush to make a record was Howie T. The group was called CD3. And the name of the record was called Get Tough. Regular rotation on Kiss FM at least 12 times a day. So before Full Force got on, Howie was on. Only person in the neighborhood with a studio. So if you wanted to make a demo, you had to go beg him to record you, right? And Howie would kick you out his house. All of Full Force hit records, I was like the studio mascot.
Wow.
Howie did damn near all the beats. But we didn't know about publishing back then. Right? So, do you remember anything Full Force ever did? Well, you know they had Lisa and Cold Jam, they had Cheryl Pepsi Riley, blah, 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 blah. Well,
Yeah,
one of their
Kid
big
and Play soundtracks and stuff.
yeah, but that was
later on.
that wasn't our camp.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So when Howie and Kango did Whistle, We're Only Bugging, that was their coming of age, where they figured out Full Force was taking all the money. Get what I'm saying? So I used to be at Howie's studio. I spent years there without recording anything. So anybody that came to Howie's studio, I was just a pain in the ass, torturing them. So they had this guy from East New York, used to always come with demos. It sounded horrible, and he'd come to Howie for help. And Howie, nice guy, he'd change all the sounds and make it reputable to submit to whoever he was playing it for. Every time this guy came by, I opened the door, what the fuck you doing here, man? What do you want? Piece of shit. Right? I'd be like, yo, is Howie here? I'm like, yeah, he's here. Why? Howie would be like, come on, Shawn, let him in. He come in. He played a demo. I said, that shit sound like shit. I just fucked with him. I was an asshole, bro.
Right.
Yo, get out of here, bro. That shit sound like shit. Go flush it in the toilet. Howie changed all the sounds. So he said, yo, what's the deal? He said, nah, I got to submit it to this manager that I know that's working on this new group. Cool. So that shit sound like shit. It ain't going nowhere. Don't ever come back, you piece of shit, right? Tortured him. That record was Poison, BBD.
Get the fuck out of here.
My hand of God.
Say word.
It gets worse. So now, I'm going, damn, I never been so wrong in my life. I didn't hear that, right? He did a deal with the manager where he was already fucked with no publishing. How we didn't know? So he's like, yo, when the song gotta be registered at BMI or ASCAP back then, really BMI, yo, you list me down as a co-producer or whatever, right? Nah, gone. Record sold 3 million out the gate. Wow. Now, if you sell 1 million records and you know how to budget your money, you never have to sell another record. Okay? Yo, he comes back with another demo. You think I would learn my lesson the first time? I'm like, I don't fuck with you. I can't stand you. Piece of shit. This shit is trash. It's worse than the first one. How he changes all the sounds, tells him, yo, man, don't let what happened the last time happen again, man. Get that shit right. He takes the record. He does it again.
What joint is this?
Sex You Up by Color Me Bad.
Oh my God.
Another 3 million. I said, damn, I quit. My ear is off.
Yo, we're gonna take a 5-minute break.
We have things that we think when we don't know. Because you gotta think, right? And when you don't know, you don't have knowledge, because knowledge is knowing. And when you don't have knowledge, you don't know, you're gonna think. And what do you think? I don't give a fuck what you think, especially about me. I'm gonna go, what do you think? Because I know you're wrong. Because I know what I've put in the universe on purpose. So I know exactly what someone doesn't know. So when I'm listening, and I'm like, word, all right, who told you that? All right, cool. Wrong. How do you feel about the person that fed you misinformation? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you have to feel a way. Because they said it with conviction, like they knew, and you went with it, you knew it. And
You
you
ran with it.
You ran with it, you repeated it.
Right.
Wrong.
You sat on your plastic couch and
Wrong.
said that dumb shit.
If I ever had love for you,
All right, man. All right.
I love you. If I ever had love for you, I love you.
Right.
For that time.
Right.
Because certain things are only for reasons
Or a season.
or seasons. Right? And the same way it don't snow 12 months and the sun is gonna come out and the weather is gonna get hot. That is a domino, because after the weather get hot, what gotta change? Your clothes. Your wardrobe has to change. Right? If you walking outside in the wintertime with shorts and a tank top, you's a fool. Or you're David Goggins, you know what I'm saying? One of the two.
Right.
But these things happen when you mature, and hopefully you grow and you mature in time. Because a lot of people don't really take advantage of time. They don't change, and they don't grow. And they continue like the hamster on the wheel. And they start doing the same shit for a different result. It doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
I learned. And this is the first time in my life that I've ever been focused on the music industry. The first time. Bro, that shit, man, I made so much money, you wouldn't even believe, bro. I could sneeze 100,000.
Right.
I'm walking around with 30 all the time. He tell you. Nothing less than 20 in my pocket every day. But I don't know what I was doing. I was bugging. I didn't know who I was. If you don't know who you are, what's your purpose in life? Right? What's your purpose?
What would you say are the two moments that gave you the biggest lessons?
Man. Well, that's a great question. Only because you don't know the answer.
Right.
Right? I got sentenced to 188 days in solitary confinement. Now, when you're in jail, when you're in prison, prison is solitary confinement. It's the jail inside of jail.
Right.
And niggas go in there and get skinny. And they come out shriveled up, right? When I went in there, I gained weight. I got to know myself. I started reading books cover to cover. I started writing better rhymes. It was like, I got to know me. I didn't even want to leave. When it was time for me to get out, I didn't want to leave. Bro, one of my childhood friends was in the jail when I came out. Nigga didn't know who I was. I said, yo, what up? I looked like Richard Kimball from The Fugitive. Beard, it was crazy. He didn't know who I said, yo, it's me. He was like, oh shit. Bro, I was heavier. I wouldn't stop working out. I was eating everything coming through on the trays. I wouldn't allow them to put somebody else in my cell, right? But I got to know myself. I went and time traveled. So, you know, they would have a guy bring through the tray of books every evening. And then the person would come through with Benadryl. So I used to take a Benadryl, knowing it's gonna knock me out in like 30 minutes, and I would go through the books and I would turn it on the back end to see where this book took place in. So if it was France, I'm going to France tonight, mentally. So when they say the mind is a terrible thing to waste, and the mind is powerful, you can go anywhere in your mind. So when you see people just talking because they have lips, you don't really have nothing to say. You're just talking because you have lips.
Right.
You ain't saying shit. You know you ain't saying shit. But then the nigga that's listening to the shit is entertained by the shit.
Right.
But it's all shit. Don't talk. If you sit in silence, which is the nucleus of meditation, you only have your thoughts. Every morning I'm in a park with a cigar, sitting on a table. I do my calls. I'm surrounded by grass. Nobody else is there. I call him. I call him. I call Peter Guns. I call DJ SNS.
Shout out to SNS.
And we talk. It's therapeutic for me. And it helps me. You know?
Right.
It helps me to clear my mind. I'm 16 minutes from his house, from the park. But I gotta wait for him to get together, get himself together, and call me. And go, all right, you could be there by 10. I'm 16 minutes away. I go to his house, that's where the studio's at. You need therapy. Whatever that is. Whatever in your life is therapeutic, you need that. Because it's healthy for your mental, right? You see him? That man has not said a word in how many hours. He's in tune with who he is, and he's secure with his manhood. He's good. Certain people have to be talking because they need something going on. Something has to happen. Something gotta move. Something gotta change.
They're anxious.
Anxious. And what is anxious? Anxiety. It builds nervousness. And you're not in control. You're not in control. You're led by the unknown because you have no direction. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. So when I watch the show, I go, anything I watch, I could hear what's not being said. I could see what hasn't happened. right? So even when I was personal training people, right? Certain people I couldn't train because it's not a physical thing. It's a mental thing. If I can control your thoughts, I can get you to listen to me. If you're not here, I can't do anything with you. Why? You're either where you just came from or where you got to be next. You're not here.
Right.
You're not present in the moment. Right? I can't, once you get to that point in your life, you can navigate all of your thoughts. You can come across someone and see, that's an A-alike. We can build. His energy doesn't drain me. I feel great every time I see that person. I can't wait to speak to that person again. We're on the same page.
Right.
We're on one accord. Right? And then if we get cool and then we get close, you say, man, that dude is cool. Or you go, I really like that person. Person is cool. But when you grow to love somebody, right? You have love for them or you love them. You might love something they do, might love something they got on, love something they did, but you don't love them.
Right.
Right? And then that's that other love. And it's called agape. It's deep. But when you love yourself, see, the love got to come from someplace. Right? If you don't have any money in your pocket, what are you going to give me? You don't have anything to give me. But if you hate niggas, if you hate people, if you don't want better for others than you want for yourself, that comes from someplace too. That's in you. It comes from someplace. It's a derivative. You're the derivative. Right? If you in Jamaica and that tree got mangoes, that tree produced the mangoes. You can go get a mango. That tree produced something sweet. Right? Sour. Bitterness. Bitter people. I can't, man, I'll show you a text from Peter. He going through something cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know who he is as a person. I see the greatness. He don't see it yet. Great king. I don't even call people that. But I see it all on him. And that, the person that can see that has the anointing. You're anointed. So when you hear a preacher and he moves you, you be like, whew, he's anointed. He has the anointing.
Right.
Anybody could quote scripture, right? And all right, cool, you're versed, you're educated, you have a memory, you know it. All right, you told me, cool. But what you've said, you said it in a way, it resonated and it moved me. I believe you believe that. And then you gave it to me.
And now I can carry it on.
And do you understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
Bro, I watch this show and I see everything. Bro, I watch y'all grow. I watch y'all grow. I watch you grow. And I said, wow, okay. There's a higher height and a deeper depth. And you think that you've reached it. You ain't reached the pinnacle. There's bigger and there's better. It is. Man, I'm telling you, bro, as I'm saying it, I could feel it. Right? So if I'm on camera, I don't want anybody to do what I've done. Right? I don't want anybody to travel the road I've traveled. You don't have to. Certain things, I had to learn these things, but I had to navigate and I had to come to it in my own time. Right? If I know something you don't, I have wisdom to go, you're not ready to receive this, like giving a baby steak. But if I love you, I know this might hurt you. You're not ready for me to, maybe later, I'll tell you. But I gotta protect you.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
See.
I only came here to talk what I'm talking. I don't talk to Busta Rhymes, but he's a great guy. You know why? Because I knew the great guy. There's nothing he could have asked me for when I was in position that I wouldn't have given him because I wanted him to have it. Why? That was my man. I saw greatness in him. He was one of those guys. Look, they did the scenario. I said, whew, this guy's special. He might not have known it yet. Why? Because he's actually living it.
He's in the boat.
He's on the train, right? And then there's somebody watching the train. It's like, God, that guy is going to be something.
Right.
That could be the A&R. That could be your mentor, right?
Right.
It could be your man. Cool. But then there are other things.
What was the second one?
Man. You know what? So a good friend of mine died.
God bless.
Good friend of mine died. Man. Whew. I ain't even going to that one. Rocked my world. Then my best friend died, my mom's. There's nothing about me that I was doing my mother didn't know. That was my best friend. He knew her. One day, me and Scooter was fist fighting on the porch. True story, right? You know that story. So, was Vlad there? It's crazy. I didn't even remember that. So Vlad is his brother. So I had a corner house surrounded by grass, right? And Buster, I think, Spliff Star, who I grew up around the corner from me, Willie, right?
Yeah.
And my man Webb, Guyanese Webb. They're at my house. And Scooter calls me on the phone. We was beefing about something. I chased one of his friends with a butcher knife up Halsey, right? And I don't know why he got into it, but he got into it. And I was like, mind your business. Yo, watch your mouth, nigga. Right? Listen, you don't talk to him like that. I can. They can't. I can. Right? And he said something on the phone. I said, nigga, why you on the phone? I said, nigga, you know where I'm at. I'm at the house. Stop rapping. Click. Yo, bro. I don't know where this guy was, man. 5 minutes, this motherfucker pulled up in front of my house in the 850. I said, oh, shit. It's my man.
Right.
But we are beefing, okay? And he got out the car and he stood by the car. What's up now? Same shit that was up on the phone, motherfucker. And he started walking up my gate and up the stairs. And these niggas scrambled into the grass. And he came up on the porch and we started wrestling. And somebody down there had the bright idea to come up and break it up. Scooter said, if one of you make another step, ... They ran down the stairs. My mother, God rest her soul, came home. We're on the porch rolling, bro. Okay? You don't fight Scoots. He's just not a guy you don't do that to, right? And my mother came up on the stairs. She said, hey, Scoots, what's up, man? Y'all stop this bullshit on my porch, and went in the house. Okay? Now, fast forward. We catch our case. Me and his aunt, who's no longer alive, paid for his lawyer. So I got bond and he didn't. I got bonded out and he didn't. So we paid for his lawyer, right? So I came home in 2003. I did 4 years supervised release, which is parole in the state, right? And I got cleared on this visiting list, so I go see him like once a month, right? In the jail that I was locked up in, right? And him and my mom's was super cool. So one time I was at a house and he called. And I said, yo, it's crazy you called now, I'm with Ma. First time he spoke to her since he'd been down. Passed him the phone and she told him, she said, listen, man, hurry up, I'm holding on. Passed me back the phone. Oh, he was messed up. He said, I gotta go. Clay hung up on me. A while after that, the power went out in Otisville for a few days. Computer's down, the phone is down. You ready for this shit? My mother died, right? By the time the phones came on, I'm in between Roosevelt Island and Queensbridge. I'm on Vernon Boulevard. I'll never forget it. And he called. Yo, man, the power just came on. Man, what's up, man? How's Ma? I said, she died. So I gotta go. Click. So when I tell you that you can't really play with life, you know, real life. I wanted him, when you postponed this to today, I said, wow, there is a God. You know why? Because I wanted to speak about his case, but I needed his blessing first. I needed the language to see what he was comfortable with me saying, and you postponed it, and he called today. I said, wow. So when you say things happen for a reason, that was it. So when you, man, yo, bro, you didn't even know.
Nah, I didn't.
Mess me up, bro. When I tell you it messed me up, it destroyed me, right? So what happens is this, right? So now we have Vice President Kamala Harris running for office now, right? Against Trump, right? Cool. All right. And she has a prosecutorial background, right? She comes from cases, trying cases, right? And convicting people, locking people up.
A lot.
Cool.
Right.
Cool. Right? But check this out. When Eric Holder and Obama was in office, see, when people, everybody is moved by a different issue. You care about this, he cares about that. He don't care about what you care about. My issue is that. Mm-hmm. All right. And Eric Holder and Obama started the changing and the correcting of the crack law. So up until now, I want to say the crack law has changed 7 times, right? Cool. Before someone goes out of office, their last term, right, their last year, they usually pardon people. See, the unjustly sentenced isn't band-aided by a pardon. Mm-hmm. No, the sentences have to be corrected for the nonviolent drug offenders. So now when the crack law changed, okay, a lot of people were coming home and sentences were getting readjusted and fixed, right? So if you say Scooter, who has 40 to life on paper, you go on a computer, that's what it says. If he got sentenced the way he was supposed to get, he would have had 20 years. You do 85% of that, that might be what, 16 and a half. He would have been home already. Right. He only went to trial to retain his right to appeal. Because if you plead guilty, you lose that right. You say, I'm guilty of what you charged me with, give me that. And you have no right to appeal. Right. You're stuck. He went to trial in order to retain his right to appeal. No matter what he was gonna get, I gotta be able to appeal this sentence. And I'm not saying I'm innocent. I might have did this, but I didn't do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. See, when I played out to that, which gave me time for that and did away with that. Right? Cool. Bro, one of the circuit that hasn't abided by the changing of the crack law, the First Step Act, or everything good that has been getting these people home has been the Fourth Circuit, the Richmond Division, Commonwealth. Our judge, Robert Payne. He's not even allowing his clerks to do the work. He's 80-something years old. He's doing it himself. And most of the people in that Richmond Division, they're still stuck. So all these people are coming home. Oh, those people in that bracket are not benefiting from the change. So then you have Kim Kardashian, influencer, celebrity, whatever, does nothing, don't sing, don't dance. Oh, prison reform. Oh, I'm going to get this lady home. All right, cool. And here comes Van Jones back, no doubt. Right?
Right.
What happened to that? It went away. It passed like the 2 train. It was a hot topic.
So Commonwealth hasn't adjusted the nonviolent offenders time getting cut down.
Right? So it was to the point where another one of our friends, my man Lou Hobbs, he got sentenced to some shit, bro. Multiple life terms for some shit he didn't do.
What state?
I want to say he got tried in the A, right? He got a lot of time. Great guy, just a hustler, getting money, right? And he was locked up with Scooter. Scooter said, yo, jail ain't for you, man. You need to put in the paperwork and Trump pardoned him. So when you hear people got home and got all right, cool. Bro, this one don't like that one. That one don't like this one. We don't agree with this one. He's a Republican. Yo, bro. But there are people dying, living to die. And we want to get these people home. Give me what I'm supposed to have. Nothing more. All right? So the politicizing of all of this hoopla and this, all right, cool. I get it. But the person that you don't hear about, that ain't doing it for fanfare, that has no publicity, has no publicist on the work that he's been doing behind the scenes is who? Pusha T. He might be mad at me telling you this. But I'm fighting for my man's life. Okay? He went to Kim. Get what I'm saying? This ain't no game. This ain't no joke. This ain't no fucking joke, bro. This shit is serious. So when we talking about, yo, I did this, yo, that nigga did this, man, fuck that. Right? Fuck that. I want to be a better person for my kids. Everything I'm doing is for my children. The day I woke up and said I'm working for my kids, man, it's like the house hit the witch and the Wizard of Oz. The sun came out. Everything changed. My mindset changed. I felt better. I felt lighter. My energy got lighter.
Right.
Right? And it's always been in you, but we make choices. Everything I've done has been by choice. Bro, listen, keep the ignorant shit over there. Please. Don't play with me. Don't play with my name. Right?
Right.
I'm not calculated enough to line you up. Nah, I like to fight. You know what I'm saying? I got to come at you straight. Right? So you say, oh, East and West Coast beef. Bro, you think everybody in the West Coast is bonding together? You think everybody in the East Coast like each other? Or you see these guys and you like, what? Who told you that? It's not true. This nigga hates him.
Right.
You think they're together? They hate each other. You're bugging. You would never know that. You wouldn't even believe it if I told you. And I know why. Because I think about what could be the problem. What could be the cause of discord? Right? If I don't fuck with you no more, something happened to cause that, but I remember that that person never told me no. That's Jimmy. Whatever he did in his life, that's his life. That's not my life. That has no bearing on me.
Right.
If we don't talk, that don't mean I don't have love for this guy.
Right.
Bro, dude got kids, grandkids. Cool. You're not gonna grow to die with somebody. You think you're gonna be best friends with, bro, this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm not adding on to the foolish. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry you feel that way about me. And I'm not saying he does, but when he heard that the other day, it fucked him up. because somebody else told him, yo, that nigga be talking bad. I don't do that.
Right.
That's not me. I wasn't raised that way.
Niggas just hear shit.
I can't do that. And I don't like, man, when I tell you I don't like niggas, it really means I don't trust you. I don't trust you to be solid and truthful. I just don't. I knew somebody, good friend of mine, man, this dude sat in the courtroom, knew he wasn't going home, knew he wasn't going to win. And every one of his friends that got on the stand to testify against him saw him and just broke down. He like, man, don't worry about it. Tell on me, I'm never going home. Go home, nigga. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Right.
Looked at his lawyer. He said, I don't fuck with this guy. There is no defense. I'm good. Go home. So it's like when Shock G described what it was like being in the courtroom at Tupac's sentencing. He said, man, you could cut the tension with a knife. He said, he told the judge, you haven't looked at me one time. You don't care about who's right or who's wrong. Let me tell you something about that kid. You talking about superseding talent? That wasn't talent. Born to do it. You're not going to be that good. Maybe at one thing, not at everything.
Right.
You're not. You're not. Off the top, well-read, well-versed, Shakespearean. Oh my God. Right? And then you see something else that person is around that ain't conducive to what
it is.
And the devil is the director of distraction.
Take you right off your square. Now you're in the danger zone.
Nigga.
By convincing you he doesn't exist.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I gotta ask, as far as your brother's case, what are the steps that you would like for people to take to help that situation?
Well,
how can we help that?
You know what? I'm gonna send you some information as early as tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because this dude has college professors taking it upon themselves to reach out to him, write him, get cleared on visiting list, and going to see him. Because his case, bro, I have all of his progress reports from staff that say he doesn't belong here. Because he's done what he was supposed to do. He's done his time. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's as simple as him. I saw what he didn't see in himself. Jay, I saw what he didn't see in himself. You took the steps. All right, cool, but you gambling. You hoping it works. But somebody around you can discern, wow, this guy's great. It's better than me. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, Jay called, actually no, Beehive called me one day. And he said, Jay called for your number. He wants to know if he can have. I was like, why? Man, I don't care. Give him the number. And somebody called me one day. I thought it was Scooter because it was like a block number or some shit. And I answered. I didn't hear anything right away. So I hung up. And the person called back. When someone greets you with peace, you should respond with the greeting of peace. I was like, who is this, Gandhi? It's me, Jay. And we just bust out laughing. Bah! That's what we did. We laughed at everything. Everything was funny. Right?
Right.
And he invited me down to Virginia. No, to Miami to a show on the run tour. I don't go to concerts. I've never seen him in concert. Right? So I went down there. And he came and got me from the greeting area. And we went in his dressing room. And we sat and chopped it up. And he said, you're a fair man. He might get, bro, I don't give a fuck, but you're a fair man. I was like, what does that mean? It's like Cody and shit. He's like, nah, you're just a fair man. I had to think about it. We're sitting next to each other and I'm thinking, what the fuck is he talking about? Because he's not going to elaborate.
Right.
Right? And this happened back in the days after Reasonable Doubt came out. There was a lyric that I heard and I didn't understand what it meant. And when I got to jail, I repeated it again and I said, oh, duh. my ears weren't ready to hear or understand because I understood it clear when I went to jail. But when I asked him, he never answered me. So what's wrong with this guy, right? I sip fine wine and spit vintage flows. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Right.
Who says that? And him saying I was a fair man, and then he said I read everything on your page. I'm like, when the fuck do you have time to read everything on somebody's page? He said, I have nothing but time. I was like, what? And I said, okay. I said, bro, I would never go on the internet and say anything bad about it. I don't do that. I'm not the same person, but whatever was good about me, my qualities still exist. If I had something against you, it's nobody's business. Don't do that.
Right.
Right? Cool. And Biggs walked by. So Jay's here, I'm here. This is backstage. If you walk by, you could look straight in, but you're only seeing this chair. He was sneaking up on Jay, surprising him. And he peeked in and saw me, and he was like, ah! So it was almost like a reunion. And Big sat here, and we were talking about, we were talking about a time where me and him was hanging out every day. That's what I'll say. And there was an incident in the club. Biggs is like the only person I knew that could lose his temper without saying a word. And you just have to know this dude is pissed. And somebody was yelling at him. And I pulled up, because all I know how to do is be strong at that time. Yo, what's up? And he was like, 1,000,000 squash potatoes. I was like, what? I'm the only one out of all of us that's hanging out that don't smoke weed. So I'm like, he's high, right? What the fuck is 1,000,000 squash potatoes, right? And the guy is going in, he's just looking at him. I said, yo, Biggs, what's up, man? And he's like, 1,000,000 squash potatoes. I said, you know what? I quit. Fuck it. Whatever. So we're in the club and we have a section. It's a crew of us. And he's like, yo, you ready to go? I'm like, you ready to go? I'm with you. Let's go. The whole night there was this big guy, about his size, just there. Right? And I don't really like bounces, right? So I'm looking at him like, whatever. But he's just there. But he don't look like he worked for the club. But he's there. Just waiting in the wings. Cool. By the time we ready to leave, I'm wasted. He's wasted. We go to leave. I'm following him out. His car pulls up. Zoop, like clockwork. The big guy opens the door for us and lets us in the car, closes the door, and we drive off. So I'm looking straight like this, and he's looking straight. And I said, that guy was with us all night. He goes, 1,000,000 squash. I said, wow. So it's not always the It's not. Sometimes it's the unknown.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully you make the right move, or you're gonna be 1,000,000 squash potatoes. But it taught me that you don't always have to be
Right.
Right? When I first got in the feds, they had this dude from DC named Lindsay. Man, he had a lot of time. And I walked in Fort Dix bugging. I just thought the feds was the tunnel. I was fighting everywhere. I was like, man, fuck that, And I got into it with a Philly nigga, 2 Philly niggas. Man, the Philly niggas started coming. I don't know nothing about jail, bro. I know the tunnel.
Right.
Sundays. And the Philly niggas is coming. I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm killing all you niggas. Fuck that. And my man is going, yo, bro, chill out, man. You chill out. give me a knife. I don't have one. Fuck you. I don't know anything about jail. It's 4 o'clock count. It's the most important count in the borough of prisons. That's the count that goes to DC. You fuck that count up, your lungs are gonna be filled with exhaust fumes from diesel therapy. You'll never be anywhere long. It's just gonna keep moving you for your whole bit. I don't know this, right? I live in a 12-man Philadelphia room. I don't know that either. I'm standing next to the nigga I was beefing with and across from the nigga I was beefing with. They come in, count. It's a stand-up count. They leave. Nobody moves. They go downstairs. You hear, clear! And then as you were, right?
Right.
And the dude is like, yo, man, I need to holler at you. Fuck that. Yeah, you do. We go to the bathroom. He like, yo, man, the fuck did I do? Yo, man. And my man comes and we beefing and he finds out what happened. Misunderstanding. He finds out what happened. He goes back in the room and slaps the other guy. Whack! Kid name was Manny, too. And the kid he slapped, his kid name was Johnny Onions. You'll see the comments. Bro, listen. Every story I give you, I can call niggas that's home now on speakerphone. They'll read and write the same thing, right? Boom. Years later, this kid, Manny, went to another jail where they had a medical facility. He had to go to get a procedure, operation. And he came back and he said, yo, can I holler at you? I said, yeah, what's up? He said, yo, man, as soon as I got off the bus, them niggas surrounded me and was like, yo, man, where'd you come from? 4 Dicks? You know Lil Shawn? He's dead. Huh? So he's like, yo, you was somebody in the world. I said, I tried to tell you that years ago. He's like, nah. I said, who was it? He said, man, I don't remember all the names, but it was one guy named Fendi. Fendi. I said, wow, I didn't even know Fendi was locked up. Word? Okay, honest peoples. Cool. Years later, I'm coming out to Barclays. I don't know if it was a concert or a fight or something, and somebody's going, yo, Shawn, yo, Shawn, yo, Shawn. And niggas is squeezing out of one exit, right? And I turned around, it was Manny. Good dude. I think he was with the Junior Black Mafia, the JBM, but you just never know. You never know. Now imagine if we went to the knife work. Nigga got stabbed. Ain't no talking after that.
Yeah, facts.
It's a wrap.
Yep. It's on forever.
So you have to, you gotta notice your steps are ordered. 2 albums changed my life. Kimberell, Everlasting Life, Fred Hammond's Chapter 1 and 2. Woo!
I'm gonna do my research.
Man. So if I tell you I got the Holy Ghost and I speak in tongues, and I got the power of discernment, who knows that? But then I could tell you I chased the pastor out of his own church on a Sunday, suited and booted. You get what I'm saying? Because you have some things, everybody in here, everybody, him, y'all, you, them, they, that. And you do it, you've been doing it, and it has no title. Because you don't know what it is yet. And that's what happened with me. It's not being psychic. It's none of that. And I went in church, I sat down 3 to 4 days a week, and I'm learning, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's this and this, that. And God gives you new eyes. You don't see the same things the same.
Right. You
wake up and you start looking at things as though they were. And you go, whew, that ain't right. And you start seeing some things. You're like, oh, snap. Because it's not about the crooked preacher. If the preacher is preaching a word, he's reading from the book. He's coming from, God is using him to get you right. He might not be right, but what he's saying is doctrine, right?
For your refinement.
Ha ha ha.
It's all for your refinement.
And then you start looking at things differently. You're like, oh, snap. I didn't know. So as wild as I used to be, lawless, outlaw, driving on the sidewalk toward the club line, this foot out the window, Newport in my mouth, sunroof open like James Dean, top speed towards the club line, fishtail off the sidewalk, parking on the hydrant, getting out, skipping the line, going straight to the door, and walking in. I used to go to parties, man. I went to a puff party at the Metronome one night. Listen, man. Certain people you know walking right the fuck out. As soon as I came, is walking out.
One effect.
Oh.
Now, Shawn, I appreciate all your stories. I personally could sit here all night. We got to do a part 2, though.
Let's go.
Because there's a lot of things that we did not get to talk about.
Okay.
Your own personal journey.
And he's not letting me tell.
Yeah,
You should have been said quiet all night.
Right.
Because he told me, that's my big bro. He say,
Oh, no, we got to run this
Jump
back.
in the
We gotta
crowd.
run this back, Definitely.
You got, I can't tell a story. Edit that shit.
You want to tell the story?
I can't tell it. He won't let me tell it. Hey, he say he don't remember.
I really don't. I swear. I will tell you if I remember. I'll be
We definitely
honest.
going to run a part 2.
Yeah, and I love this guy.
Power of discernment.
Edit this shit, but Lost Boys on stage.
Yo, man.
Lost Boys people.
Appreciate
Jay-Z
You
there.
got it.
Appreciate it.
Let me just finish this one story. Jay-Z there. Remember he had the bone bracelet? Do you remember that, Ellie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He rocking the bone bracelet. He's on stage. I'm on stage, little nigga. Bitch came up. Oh, you don't remember, excuse me. I gotta say it. Bitch fainted. Oh, little Shawn. She fainted. I'm like, this nigga ain't Michael Jackson. What the fuck? So he's on stage. Jay-Z ain't popping right now. He's on fire. So he's doing this. He's rapping. Somebody grabs his arm with the bracelet on it.
Thank you so much.
Instead of him pulling the arm back, he goes with it. Jumps in the crowd, fight. Jay like, yo, we gotta go get the bracelet back. Jay think he gonna lose the bracelet. He don't lose the bracelet. He pounded dude out. I'm young, you know. I just want to be a soldier. I'm trying to do whatever. I jump in the crowd with him. I don't get to do nothing. He handled everything.
Right.
He get back up. And he had the shit straight on. But that was the moment when I remember, I was like, damn, this nigga's official. This is the most official dude. Like he said, he made LL Cool J records. It was in that moment that I was like, this nigga's official.
Oh, no, stop there. Stop. Stop there. And I'm glad you said that.
I'm just repeating what you said.
I'm going to show y'all something. I might not say much on the mic, but I'm going to show you something. There is, and after this, I'm going to finish this drink and I'm gone. But there are a few morsels that mean the world to the inconsistencies of every story you've heard. And if I heard it, I would go, whew, they're good. Because you wouldn't know. But it's in the movie. So, I wrote the movie. Charlamagne and I connected. Oh, unbelievable guy. We created a partnership. We're putting the movie out. Now, the premiere is going to be in my old hood at the King's Theater. In the front
I just talked about that, man.
Yeah, facts. We just brought that up.
are going to be my two cars that the neighborhood knows me for. The
Cherry
Cherry
Red-
Red Lexus,
that-
Legend,
The Cherry Red Legend must
and the
must have.
SC400 Lexus Pearl White Coupe.
cool. Yeah.
They're going to be in front, roped off like a museum.
Mm.
Stone Love Rory from
Cheese
Stone
on
Island's
bread.
gonna play the music. There's no
Cheese.
rap in the film. There's all Jamaican music from that time.
Stone fucking love.
The concession stand will be a Jamaican restaurant.
Nice.
We're gonna get one artist from the score to perform live. It will change the way premieres are done. Now, you see what he said about the bone bracelet, and I had Jay's bone bracelet on? No, you're almost right. You're good. You're close. But here's what will open your eyes to the real story. Ready?
Sure.
Is that the bone bracelet?
That's the bone bracelet. What the fuck,
Oh
bro?
shit.
Oh wow.
That's the fucking. You see the links?
No,
how
no,
they
no.
linked
Look
up?
look who's
That's the
wearing it.
fucking one, bro.
Wow.
Don't say nothing. Watch. Watch. Don't say nothing.
Did you see that?
Sorry. Don't move. Don't move.
For those of you that can't see
Is
his
that the bone
screen,
bracelet? Is that the bone bracelet? Is that the bone bracelet?
wow,
Don't move. Is that the bone bracelet?
that's the bone
Is
bracelet.
that the bone bracelet? Is that the bone bracelet?
You know, I know.
Don't move. Is that the bone bracelet? Okay. So, in the movie,
Right.
That just happened.
Hey, hold up, nigga. I was there.
So the bracelet you thought was Jay's, he had one on and I had one on.
Mhm.
I had this one on.
Mhm.
After the blood was cleaned out of it. Then it was sold to the older gentleman.
Mhm.
Then it was gifted to the young man.
Mm.
But
Mm.
it came from another rap group. And then I went to jail for that. So in order for the stories to have been true, one would have had to repossess something.
Mm.
So when you say, oh, this happened and that one did it, well, what did they take? I don't know. You never heard that. You get what I'm saying?
Got you. Got you.
Salute to that. Salute to that. Salute to that.
Yo, you gotta send us the pictures so our audiences ain't just confused as fuck.
They have to be confused. But you know.
I know.
But you know.
I'm gonna tell them.
Didn't I tell you?
Oh, nigga, I was there. I said,
we out.
I
We
said
out.
the bone bracelet.
We out.
Yo, salute, we out.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.